You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, now on Fox 17 News This Morning, we are following two breaking news stories from overnight. First, a shooting at a HBCU in Baltimore leaves 5 people hurt. We're going to talk about the latest for the search for the suspect. Plus, there is an acting Speaker of the House that was named overnight. Kevin McCarthy is out. We're going to tell you how he lost control of the gavel in that historic vote on Capitol Hill.
And one is the number. One more day of temperatures that feel like summer before fall really comes into the mid-state. How cool will be for the weekend coming up in your forecast.
All right, thank you, Greg, and thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Justin McFarland. It is a Wednesday morning here, October the 4th. We're going to begin with breaking news as we're following a couple of big stories this morning from across the country. We're going to begin with a shooting at Morgan State University in Baltimore. Look at the police response there at Morgan State. At least 5 people are hurt after a shooting took place. The identity of the shooter is still unknown. Now, this shooting disrupted homecoming celebrations last night there at the historically black college. A 4-hour lockdown was just lifted after midnight. Police say the victims do not have life-threatening injuries and are between the ages of 18 and 22. The search for the shooter is still happening this morning. We'll get you more information as it comes out there from Baltimore. The other big story we're following, of course, is Kevin McCarthy no longer the Speaker of the House. In a historic vote, the California Republican was removed from office yesterday. Far-right lawmakers, led by Matt Gaetz from Florida, engineered the removal. McCarthy says he will not be running for Speaker again. We're going to dive deeper into the situation a little bit later in the hour. Let's bring it back here to Nashville as Tennessee State University school leaders and student leaders met with a nationally recognized attorney, Benjamin Crump. They were talking about the fight for equal funding. Now, the federal government sent a letter to 16 governors across the country claiming that more than $12 billion was owed to historically black colleges and universities. One of these letters went to Governor Bill Lee, claiming that the state of Tennessee owed TSU around $2.1 billion over the past 30 years.
This is about trying to speak truth to power and say that in America, economic freedom is one of the most important freedoms that you can have.
Now, a spokesperson for Governor Lee's office insists that the governor has made a $250 million investment for strategic initiatives at TSU, plus an additional $68 million for infrastructure. Now, there's still no timeline yet for exactly how that money will be paid back. So we want to know what you think. How quickly should TSU be paid back the money that the federal government says it is owed to them? You can see the results right there on our polling. Right now, close to 500 people have voted. 49% of you say over the next 5 years should be fine. 13% of you say between 2 and 5 years. Close to 40% of you say between 1 and 2 years. If you want to weigh in on this for yourself, you can go into our X account, formerly known as Twitter, of course. You can find us at Fox Nashville. You can find Greg Bobus standing by with your forecast.
That you can. Here we are at 4:03 on a Wednesday. We're getting our way closer and closer to the big change I've been talking about all week. This is the last day where we have the summer feeling in the forecast. We're going to be in the 80s again, middle 80s to upper 80s, and then everything begins to slide down into the 60s by the weekend. So here's what happens. Here's how we get there right now. Nothing when it comes to rain or fog this morning. Do not worry. Right side of your screen looks just like yesterday morning. Tomorrow morning, only morning, will be very similar to today, and then everything begins to give us that big transition late Thursday into your Friday. The chance for showers and thunderstorms moves in. We're not worried about severe weather. However, what moves in is going to move out. What we have been accustomed to here for the last 4 or 5 months, that's the warmth. 86 degrees today, 65 by Saturday, 66 degrees on Sunday, and nighttime temperatures. This is the big thing here. We're going to talk about plant safety, how to keep them good and keep them moving and keep them alive here for those couple of cool nights coming up in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's take a quick look here at Brick Church Pike at Bradley Parkway. You can see the cones set up this morning as overnight construction is taking place out there. So heads up as you make your way out and about in that area. Other than that, we are accident free out there on the roads. We do understand there could be more work being done on Vietnam Veterans Boulevard. We're going to check in on that coming up here a little bit later in the morning. Operation Crime and Justice, as Metro Police say they have arrested a man who shot a pregnant woman last month. Now, police say it was this man right here, 23-year-old Demarius Claybrooks Jr., who shot a woman last month who was 8 months pregnant. Now, the woman did survive, but the baby did not. Claybrooks is charged with criminal homicide this morning. A Knox County deputy is being honored. We've got a live look at how UT students are remembering him this morning.
Police say a 12-year-old student was arrested. We'll tell you why and what schools have to say.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. New this morning, Metro Police have now arrested a student for threatening violence at a Metro middle school. That student was in the 7th grade. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joins us live this morning outside of the North Precinct with the details on this.
This happened yesterday at a middle school in Hermitage. DuPont Tyler Middle School, to be exact, and police say that a student tipped them off, and that's what led to the arrest. All Tennessee schools have a zero-tolerance policy for threats of violence, according to Tennessee law. Mass violence is defined as a serious injury or death of 2 or more people. Tennessee law says students will be expelled for one full school year. J.C. Bowman with Professional Educators of Tennessee says this law is vital.
You give the power to the superintendent to have discretionary authority to do that. But again, the whole goal is, when somebody calls with the purpose, they want to disrupt the test, or they want to disrupt the education, or they want to put fear into their classmates. Ultimately, you're going to pay the price.
And this shows the behavior is not going to be tolerated. That's what J.C. Bowman says, sending a clear message. Now, police tell us the student has been charged in juvenile court with threats of mass violence and will face charges for false reporting. Reporting live at Metro Nashville Police's North Precinct, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Good morning. Taking a look here going into 411 very shortly, and let's get you some coffee, get you up, get you out the door, and let you know what's going to change between now and your upcoming weekend. 62 degrees, 7 o'clock, 71 by 9 a.m. We have our sunrise at 6:44, our sunset at 6:26. Let's take a look at the last day you might need to use your air conditioner for a long time. We have temperatures that will be in the 80s. Maybe you can save a little bit of money here. Open up some windows here in the coming days. We have our next weather maker that is not too far away. It will bring in a little bit of rain tomorrow into your Friday, especially on Friday itself. Here it is, your next weather maker. Today, nothing. Tomorrow through 4 a.m., nothing. Afternoon hours, though, take a look at the time. Thursday at 4 p.m. and then going into your Friday, there will be a few showers, and then we bring in the cooler air that will continue for us here into the weekend. We're going to look at your 7-day forecast in a few minutes. Justin.
Steer clear traffic out here for you this morning at 411. Quick look here at I-40 at Donaldson Pike out near the airport. Things rolling along just fine. No big problems out that direction. We are dealing with some overnight construction on the north side near Bradley Parkway. We're going to show you what's happening up there in a few minutes. Also going to tell you about some ongoing construction that looks like it's still happening on Vietnam Veterans Boulevard, very close to Saundersville Road. We'll give you more details on that coming up in a few. A live look this morning from Rocky Top at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. That's where students have painted this rock right here to remember the life of a sheriff's deputy who was shot and killed over the weekend. The design is honoring Deputy Tucker Blakely of Knox County. The sheriff's office says that Deputy Blakely was shot on Sunday and died from his injuries. The man officers were trying to arrest also was killed in that shooting. Kevin McCarthy is out as the Speaker of the House. We got a closer look at what happened at Capitol Hill that led to the historic vote.
Team coverage.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Live look there at the Metro City Hall, the historic courthouse. Is what's there. That is where the Metro Council met for the first time last night. 19 new members, a brand new vice mayor. We're going to tell you what they talked about. I can tell you this, they met in there for just under 3 hours last night, going over new city business. Of course, we'll give you that update coming up here a little bit later. It has never happened before until now. Congress is without a Speaker of the House after a tiny group of Republicans rallied together to get the gavel away from Kevin McCarthy in a historic revolt, according to some. Now there's a debate about whether or not the gavel should go to, well, who else? Not really sure at this particular point. Kevin McCarthy says he is not going to be running again. Sinclair's chief political correspondent, Scott Thuman, I'm sure he's been busy. He's got the very latest from Capitol Hill.
That staggering move here on the Hill, despite an overwhelming majority of Republicans voting to defend McCarthy, but it clearly wasn't enough to save him. An angry slam of the gavel as Republicans watched their party and the House of Representatives make history and fall into complete disarray. The Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, ousted by a small but powerful enough faction of hard right-wingers after only 9 months at the helm.
You all know Matt Gaetz. It all was about getting attention from you. I mean, we're getting email fundraisers from him as he's doing it. Join in quickly. That's not governing. That's not becoming of a member of Congress.
The revolt led by Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, who faced boos at one point in his many rants against McCarthy.
Oh, boo all you want!
But was able to, along with 7 other Republicans and all Democrats, eke out the votes needed.
The resolution is adopted.
Gaetz claiming victory on the Capitol steps just moments after the unprecedented vote.
Kevin McCarthy is a feature of the swamp. He has risen to power by collecting special interest money and redistributing that money in exchange for favors. We are breaking the fever now, and we should elect a speaker who's better.
His undoing, they argue, was self-inflicted for not reining in enough spending, not giving the Freedom Caucus more power, and for, in their eyes, siding with President Biden. Now the search and what could be a saga to replace McCarthy, keeping in mind it took an exhaustive and heated 15 ballots last time.
Who is the third in line now to be president?
That's a good question. You might have to ask the Republicans because I think they would be the ones who have been preparing for the results of all the chaos they unleashed on the body today.
The House has left town, perhaps to cool off, with Republicans returning next Tuesday to hear from those who want to replace McCarthy, and then a vote set for next Wednesday. In Washington, Scott Thuman for the National Desk.
And by the way, we are scheduled to talk with a member of the House of Representatives coming up a little bit later right here on Fox 17 News this morning, I believe in our 8 o'clock hour. Well, this afternoon, you can expect a national emergency alert to come right through your cell phone, as well as television and radio. The message will be a loud signal scheduled for around 1:20 p.m. Central Time. So it could take about 30 minutes worth of a test here. It is just a test. There is no real emergency, but just keep in mind your phone could be making a noise and give an alert, and we'll have a message on it from Washington. Again, that's happening at 1:20 this afternoon. So let's get to your forecast. Greg Bovis has got the very latest here as we say goodbye to summer, perhaps.
Today is the last day, I would say, that really gets close to 90.
Yeah, that summer feel.
That feeling of where you walk out the door and you go, this is still summer.
It's hot, yeah.
Yeah, we're saying goodbye to it. And when that test does go off, it's not going to be for weather.
Okay.
I promise you.
No weather alert.
Nothing to worry about today. So do not worry about anything when it comes to weather today, even into tomorrow. Our code red threat level is in the all clear. However, we're going to go from the 80s today to the 60s leading into the weekend. Right side of your screen, we're in the 60s right now. So what that means is that our temperatures that you wake up to this morning will be similar to our temperatures in the afternoons on Saturday and Sunday. That'll sink in as you walk out the door this morning. And then when you wake up on Saturday, you're going to go, woo, here we are. Nothing on top of the radar. You don't have to worry about anything when it comes to rain for today. Tomorrow, our rain chance doesn't move in until late in the day. I'm talking about almost after sunset. And then there'll be a few showers that move in for your Friday. And we'll keep looking at future track for you here every half hour to make sure we got you covered. But get your breakfast, enjoy your morning. One more of those summer days that will feel really like we're in the mid to upper 80s later on this afternoon, but 62 all the way through 7 o'clock, and then 66 at 8 a.m. Your current temperatures are going to be there on the right side of your screen all the way through 9 o'clock, even during commercial breaks. 86 degrees goes to 76 by the time we get to Friday. And then, yep, there we go. Welcome to fall, starting Friday into Saturday and Sunday.
Not the 40s. All right, well, here we go. Thank you so much there, Greg. We appreciate it. Let's talk about your steer clear traffic this morning. This is I-40 at Donaldson Pike as you make that drive out and about there this morning. In the Donaldson area, we can tell you traffic moving along there and doing okay so far. Wednesday is not normally a day we see a big backup there at the airport. Also want to keep in mind there is construction going on at Brickchurch Pike at Bradley Parkway there on the north side as you make that drive out and about in that area as well. We'll keep you up to date with anything going on. Steer clear traffic live and local with you through 9. The son of the President of the United States, Hunter Biden, has now pled not guilty yesterday to 3 gun charges stemming from the time where he bought a gun and kept it for around 11 days back in 2018, while prosecutors say he was using drugs. Now, this puts the case on track for a possible trial after a plea deal fell apart. His lawyers argue that prosecutors bow to Republicans who claim that Hunter Biden got a sweetheart deal that let him avoid prosecution on gun charges because he's the president's son. They plan to file a motion to dismiss the case. Hunter Biden is being released on several conditions, including that he cannot possess a firearm or use alcohol or other substances. Well, the MLB playoffs are officially underway. We're going to take a closer look at some of the ticket prices from around the country. And a live look this morning at Geodis Park. That is where the Nashville SC team is already playoff bound, but they'll get a chance tonight to really get some good practice in as they take on Orlando. We've got the very latest on the big game from Geodis coming up in a few. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. And new this morning, Nashville SC has clinched the playoff spot in the MLS playoffs, and we will get to see them prepare for some of their big games upcoming. That is starting tonight. As Fox 17 News photojournalist David McClure is giving us a live look there at Geodis Park. Of course, this is down at the fairgrounds with most of the upcoming opponents already qualified. The boys in gold can use these matches to try and get their skills a little bit more refined, a bit of a practice, if you will, as they take on Orlando City SC. That starts at 7:30 tonight. They have qualified for the playoffs, and a favorable record means it's only looking good for Nashville, only losing to Orlando once in the last 9 games. Now, Honey Mukhtar, the reigning MVP for the MLS, is in the race to win the Golden Boot for the season. He's got 15 goals so far for Nashville SC. Again, that game begins 7:30 tonight there at the fairgrounds at Geodis Park. Well, the Major League Baseball playoffs are underway, and some fans can enjoy the action in person for less than the cost of a movie ticket. According to Ticket IQ, The admission price starts at just $10 for Game 1 between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, the Blue Jays and Twins game starts at around $14. It's a little bit more to see the Tampa Bay Rays take on the Texas Rangers. That game starts at around $35. Philly fans, it's going to be at least $200 to get into Citizens Bank Park for their big game against the Marlins. By the way, you can watch the American League Divisional Series right here on Fox 17 with 2 games coming up here on Tuesday.
And looking at your forecast here going toward the weekend, let's just work you into a brand new weather pattern. If you've enjoyed your summer and you like the summer heat that we get here in Nashville, I apologize for what's about to happen. We're going to go from 80s today to the middle 60s by the time we get into Saturday and Sunday. It is going to be cool, but it's also going to be clear and low humidity. The mornings, watch out for those. You're going to wake up with temperatures that will be in the 40s. Both of the days you wake up when it comes into Friday night into Saturday, and then Saturday into Sunday, and even Sunday into Monday. So keep that in mind. That's where we're going to be at. You can track along with us here. We give you your current temperatures. We give you your forecast ahead, hour by hour, and your day-by-day forecast in the Fox 17 Code Red weather app. Those are our numbers, no one else's, when you download that there on your cell phone.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get out to Brick Church Pike at the Briley Parkway area. We are dealing with some construction cones out there. We do have a 1 lane that is blocked off right now while crews continue to work in that direction. Not causing big delays, just something for you to be aware of. Don't hit the cone. They go through enough out there. Just watch out and give them some space as they operate. They should pick up the cones here in about 30 minutes from now. Well, this weekend, Fox 17 News is home for all things football. Saturday, we've got a pretty unique triple header. It starts with Maryland as they take on Ohio State in a Big Ten clash. That game starts at 11 o'clock. That's followed by the University of Central Florida. They take on Kansas. That game starts at 3 o'clock. And then Fresno State takes on Wyoming. That game is at 7 o'clock. So lots going on here on Fox 17. Well, 2 swearing-in ceremonies are going to be held this morning here in Nashville. We're going to take a look at who's stepping into some brand new jobs.
Metro Police arrested a 12-year-old middle school student. We'll tell you why and what school districts are doing about it.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News this morning, a victim speaking out about her assault by a stable owner who was just arrested a few days ago. We've got the very latest on what she said.
Forecast here changing drastically in the next 24 hours. We will go from the 80s to the 60s for highs and rain before the weekend. We'll track it in your forecast.
And steer clear traffic for you this morning, picking up the cones on Briley Parkway near Brick Church Pike. We've got the very latest on your steer clear traffic live through 9. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Justin McFarland. It is a Wednesday morning here, October the 4th. We're going to begin this morning with Operation Crime and Justice as people are now speaking out. This is after a Rutherford County stable owner and former teacher faces sex crime charges yet again. Jason Lancaster is now accused of sexually assaulting a teenage girl. In 2016, he faced a charge of stalking and took a plea deal in 2008 for the solicitation of a minor. Now, people in Rutherford County tell Fox 17 News he has a reputation in that area, and they're very shocked after these prior charges that he ended up working around teens to begin with.
He has not had to suffer at all. You know, oh, well, I can't teach anymore. I'll just go open a stable where I can have access to little kids. I mean, that's why I'm angry. That's why Rutherford County is angry. Well,
Lancaster is set to return to court coming up next week. We are also hearing from one of the victims that Lancaster is accused of soliciting when she was a teenager back in 2008. Now, in 2008, state law announced the expungement to be part of the plea deal for sex crimes. It's something that is no longer allowed. After 4 years, Lancaster no longer had to register as a sex offender. Carissa Sue Peel is a survivor from the first case against Jason Lancaster. She says the fact that he's facing charges again is no surprise to her.
I knew that I would see him in the news again, and in 2016 I saw him for stalking, and now again here in 2023 I'm seeing him for even worse, which is obvious that he's progressing to worse things, which means we can't let it go on any longer.
Now, investigators believe more charges are likely and there could be more victims out there again. Well, happening this morning, a newly elected District 51 State Representative Afton Bain will be sworn in at the state capitol. Now, Bain was elected last month to a seat that was held by Representative Bill Beck, who died in June following a heart attack. Afton Bain won the general election with more than 75% of the vote. She will be the only woman who represents Nashville in the Tennessee House of Representatives. That swearing-in ceremony is set for 9 a.m. Also happening this morning at 9 o'clock, Governor Bill Lee will be formally swearing in Justice Holly Kirby as the Chief Justice of the Tennessee Supreme Court. Now, she was unanimously elected by the court for a 2-year term and took the private oath of office as the Chief Justice back on September the 1st. Today's public ceremony will be held at the historic Supreme Court chambers there inside the state capitol.
4:33, looking at your forecast here, waking up here on a Wednesday morning, and the last day that will feel like summer is going to be today. Everything else changes drastically going into tomorrow and especially the weekend. We're going to have rain by the end of the week and a much cooler weather pattern for your Saturday and your Sunday. Taking a look at Doppler radar, there's not a whole lot happening right now, and that's going to be the case again, just like it was on your Monday and your Tuesday. So don't worry about rain here on your Wednesday, but I will tell you that we're going to have to watch some showers and storms that move in Thursday into Friday. We've got this weather pattern moving in. This is not going to be severe weather. This is going to be a severe weather temperature change when it comes to 80s to 60s. Think about it right now. Look at the right side of your screen. Over there. Temperatures are in the 60s. That's where our highs are going to be when we get into the upcoming weekend. So you're waking up here before the sun's even up. That'll be your temperature range in the afternoon for your weekend. We're going to look at your weekend forecast in a few minutes. Justin?
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get out there and tell you what we're dealing with here on Briley Parkway at Brick Church Pike. You just missed it, but the big construction truck just went by and was taking up the cones. So they're finishing the road work up out there on Brick Church Pike at Briley. So probably the last time we'll look at this camera. No big problem slowing you up there as you come on down from the north side. Also watching the scene over on the west side. Quite a few trucks sleeping this morning over there on White Bridge Road. We'll tell you more about this scene coming up in a few. Well, new this morning, police have made an arrest, and we're talking about a middle schooler who was threatening to shoot up his local school. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse is live for us this morning outside of the North Precinct to tell us about the arrest of this 12-year-old. Good morning, Peyton.
Good morning, Justin. Police say a 12-year-old student, a 7th grader from Tyler DuPont Middle School in Hermitage, said he would bring a gun to school and threaten to shoot up his middle school. Now, police say that student is facing charges. Tennessee state law requires students who threaten violence, mass violence, which is defined as serious injury or death of 2 or more people, will face 180 days of expulsion. Now, that's 1 calendar year, and J.C. Bowman with Professional Educators of Tennessee says that 180 days is ultimately up to the superintendent, and he says that this law shows that they're not messing around.
The only person who can override the suspension would be the superintendent of schools. It's the era we live in. School district needs to be communicating to the parents and the students, and the parents need to be reiterating that message to their kids.
Police tell us they were able to arrest the student thanks to a tip. That student is facing juvenile court. That student was charged with making threats of violence and false reporting. Now, police tell us they take these cases very seriously. And at 5, what another school district has to say about threats of violence and how they're handling it at their schools. Reporting live in North Nashville, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Peyton, thank you so much. Well, speaking out against banned books, where the so-called banned bookmobile will be appearing later today in Nashville. Stay with us.
Fox 17 News.
4:40 is the time here on this Wednesday morning. Later today, the topic of banned books will be in the spotlight right here in Nashville. Now, the group is moving to try and host its second banned bookmobile multi-state tour. Their bus arrived yesterday to try and get ready. They are here to talk about the issue of banned book with local lawmakers about why certain books should not be banned. They will also be distributing some of the books that have already been banned in many parts of the state. This is going to happen at Legislative Plaza in downtown Nashville from 12:30 until 1:30 this afternoon. We'll be covering the bookmobile for the banned books coming up a little bit later this morning. The former president of the United States, Donald Trump, has his Truth Media post about the civil rights fraud case, or the civil fraud case, I should say, that he's facing, is getting him in a little bit of trouble. Now, there's a New York judge in this case that is issuing a limited gag order on former President Donald Trump after he shared a social media post about the judge's clerk. Now, the post was taken down after a court order during a lunch break. It showed the clerk with the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer mocking her as Schumer's girlfriend. Well, the judge in this case says personal attacks on his staff are unacceptable. His order pertains to verbal attacks on court staff and applies to all parties in this case. The judge says serious sanctions will be followed if this order is disobeyed.
4:41 your time this morning, taking a look at your forecast. This might be the last day you have to use this for a long time. Oh, taking a look here. Yeah, we got a lot of things going on when it comes to a beautiful start to the day, but also AC, on or off. We always talk about this throughout this month specifically. Some days you got to use it. Some days you're good. I would say one more day you have to use the AC today. We're going to be in the 80s. Then starting tomorrow, 70s. And then 60s. Why do we go from that big shift? We have our next weather maker moving in. It is slowly chugging its way across the Midwest and moving its way toward Middle Tennessee. It gets here tomorrow into Friday. There will be a few showers. There'll be a few weak thunderstorms. But the big thing about this is the temperature drop. We're going to go from the 80s today to the 60s by the weekend. We'll track it for you coming up in a few minutes.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Quick look here on the west side of town, I-40 at White Bridge Road. Quite a few trucks taking the opportunity to get some rest there this morning on the shoulder of the road. Now, they picked this spot because it's a really wide spot. By the way, you know those rest areas that you see on the side of the interstate? There's none of those anywhere close to Nashville. So this is an area where trucks can pull off and get some rest before continuing on with their drive to the west. Other than that, nothing else going on out there. We are doing good with Steer Clear Traffic, and we're live and local with you through 9. Artificial intelligence in the workplace. We're going to tell you how one CEO of a major company predicts that technology will be changing the way we work.
Watch Crisis in the Classroom.
4:45 is the time as artificial intelligence is now all the rage out there across the country. There is a national spotlight, and many people are wondering exactly how it will affect the workforce and the economy. Dee Gatton is digging into the issue.
JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon expects AI to lead to a shortened work week and even an extended lifespan. Despite the optimism, some point out for some groups in particular, AI could have a negative impact.
Your children live to 100 and not have cancer because of technology.
JP Morgan Chase's CEO sees AI not only improving health, but changing the workplace for the next generation.
Literally, they'll probably be working 3.5 days a week.
Senior scientist at Northeastern University's Institute for Experimental AI, Dr. Ram Hariharan, has been studying and using AI for longevity research. His viewpoint, like Jamie Dimon, appears more optimistic.
Provided we take enough safeguards so that the technology doesn't fall into wrong hands.
First, in the health realm.
All the different biochemical pathways in us and all the different proteins and genes. So which one of them, when you tweak them, will actually lead to less disease or will bring about an amelioration of the disease? So AI is great at that.
While he says the tech has the potential to spawn innovation like new ways to make drugs, other experts, like business professor at the University of the Incarnate Word, Dr. David Vequist, points to an increase in productivity, but also a potential disruption to the workplace.
There's been some indications that the number of women that will be displaced in their jobs due to generative AI will actually be higher than the number of men that are displaced. So that could be an interesting and unfortunate circumstance caused by AI in the near future.
Research from the University of North Carolina says overall 21% more women are exposed to AI automation than men, despite men outnumbering women in the workforce. Reporting for the National Desk, I'm Dee Dee Gatton.
Maui County, Hawaii is now launching a housing program to help pay for households to take in people who were displaced by the wildfires. Now, the Host Families program is in partnership with the American Red Cross, Hawaii Community Foundation, and the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. Under the first phase, eligible hosts can receive up to $375 per person that they take in. Hosts can receive a monthly stipend of up to $1,500. The mayor of Maui County says the idea is to foster the aloha spirit that already exists there in their community. Let's talk to Greg Bovis. He's got the very latest look at your forecast here. It is Wednesday, maybe the last taste of summer. Summer, of course, leads to fall. Fall, of course, leads to football. And the Titans are already 4 games in.
They are. We got the win. Now we're doing an AFC game where we're going to be in Indianapolis.
AFC South game, the 65 series.
Yes, we are, the 65 series. So maybe you're taking that trip up I-65 here, going into the weekend. What can you expect if you're going to be in Indianapolis here before the game, tailgating? It's a noon kickoff. The 40s will be your temperatures here. The good news about, though, going into Indianapolis is that it's Lucas Oil Stadium, and if it's cool enough, they may have the roof closed and the dome closed and the whole 9 yards, and then you're 75 and sunny. If not, prepare for 50s during kickoff and 50s during post-game. Cool, though. Absolutely cool for tailgating. It's almost pumpkin season, y'all. We're going to talk about that here coming up in the next hour or two. I've got some graphics here for you of when to pick your pumpkins, when to carve them, how to keep them healthy in the next 3 weeks here before we get to Halloween. We're all clear for Code Red. Nothing to worry about, but 80s go to 60s. Out the door this morning. We're going to be just like we were yesterday morning. This is the last morning where things are going to be like you've had the last several days. Then we go into the end of the week. Look at Friday night into Saturday and then Saturday into Sunday. The 40s overnight and 60s for the upcoming weekend. Justin?
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's take a quick look here at I-40 at Donaldson Pike as you make that drive out there this morning. I want you to take a look and see where we have got clear traffic for you driving there throughout that particular area towards Nashville International Airport. No big slowdowns in either direction. Of course, we'll continue to watch the roads for you, let you know exactly what's going on with Steer Clear Traffic live through 9. A federal appeals court has expanded the limits on the Biden administration's communications with social media companies. The court now says a ruling will also apply to top U.S. cybersecurity agencies as well. Now, that ruling came last month from the conservative Fifth Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals located over in New Orleans. It severely limits the ability of the administration to communicate with social media companies on content related to COVID, as well as the elections that govern the government as misinformation. Now, that previous ruling applied to the White House, the Surgeon General, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, as well as the FBI. Now, in a new opinion, the court says it also applies to the United States Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. That agency is charged with protecting non-military networks from hacking and other homeland security threats. A majority of Americans support the UAW strike against the big three automakers in Detroit. That's according to a brand new survey from Extreme Terrain. More than 1,000 car owners were polled. A third of them own a vehicle from one of the big three companies. 78% are in support of the auto workers' objectives, while 22% disagree. 73% of Americans think the strike will lead to positive changes in the automotive industry, while 9 in 10 respondents think other industries will see similar labor movements coming up here in the near future. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has authorized an update for COVID-19 shots made by Novavax here. Now, the protein-based vaccine adds one more option for those who are seeking protection against the dominant coronavirus strain in the United States right now. Updated vaccines for Pfizer and Moderna began rolling out just last month. We are talking about the fact that it is meant for adults and children as young as 6 months, as the reformulated Novavax shots are open to anyone under the age of 12 and actually over the age of 12. The company says the shots will be available in the coming days. Well, Florida Highway could soon have a brand new name. We're going to break down the proposal that is honoring the late Jimmy Buffett. And the United States is losing a couple of pandas. We're going to tell you what the move means as tension between the China government and the United States continues to rise.
Fox 17 News.
4:55 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Live look there at one of the murals there in downtown Nashville. As you take a look, that looks like it's right next to the convention center there in downtown Nashville. Of course, the Tennessee Titans getting set to take on the Indianapolis Colts coming up here this weekend in the I-65 series is what I've come to call it after they take on the Colts a couple times this year. So we'll see how they shake out coming up here a little bit later. You know what else is down there? Very close to that sign is Margaritaville down there in that area as well. And there is a bill out there that has been filed to rename a Florida highway after the late Jimmy Buffett. Now, Florida State Representative Chuck Clemens filed a bill on Friday. It aims to rename State Road A1A. Excuse me. Thank you. I'm unfamiliar. State Road A1A, which is a major coastal highway apparently there in Florida that I've never been to. And it runs all the way down to from Florida and the Keys all the way up to Georgia. It sounds like a place I need to visit. It passed the state house there, and parts of the highway would be renamed to the Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway. In particular, several counties would see that particular name go on the highway. Counties, the beloved Margaritaville singer died a month ago from a rare type of skin cancer. Jimmy Buffett was 76 years old and has been honored across the country in several ways since his passing. That includes right here in Nashville. Let's get to Greg Bovis. So look at your forecast.
Let's do that. Let's get you towards your weekend here, because this is where everything begins to change. Today, one more day that will be in the 80s, and then we have a weather maker that moves in late tomorrow into your Friday. Couple of showers, a weak thunderstorm can't be ruled out. Not worried about severe weather, no code red weather, but look at your weekend on your screen. Look up. I know you might be on your phone. If you're like me, you watch your phone while you're watching your TV. 65 degrees for Saturday and 66 for Sunday. So if you're planning on using all the summer clothes for your weekend, the morning temperatures are going to be in the 40s. Keep that in mind. How do you keep up with the forecast? You can do it in a few ways. You can do this. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen. That's why I said look up. And you can get the Fox 17 Code Red Weather app where you get our hour-by-hour forecast. You get our 7-day forecast. And also, you can track the Doppler radar late tomorrow into Friday when rain will move in and could impact your plans. We'll talk much more about that going into our 5 o'clock half hour.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning at 4:58. Let's take a quick look here at I-40 near Donaldson Pike out there close to the airport. Everything rolling along fine. No big problems in that direction. Let's shift you over to 24 Waldron Road. Also looking good out there for you, even though looks like we're seeing some slight movement there. A couple of heavy-duty trucks getting on to the interstate there at the top half of the screen. But nothing to be concerned about, just normal traffic for this hour of the morning. Of course, we've got you covered live and local through 9. It's the month of Halloween, and folks, of course, over there at the Tennessee Aquarium are continuing to celebrate, and that includes carving a pumpkin underwater. Okay? Take a look, everyone, as they get in the spooky spirit over there. We are seeing a couple of volunteer scuba divers who are carving a pumpkin underwater. One looks like he's dressed like a Super Mario brother. How about that? Now, during the event, there are lots of things happening under there. Sunfish, cloudfish, turtles, all surrounded this duo who is down there creating 2 jack-o'-lanterns there underwater. Of course, they are getting set for the holiday spirit. The 2 pumpkins they are carving will represent a shark and a turtle. Well, in a sign of diplomatic tensions between the United States and China, they may soon not have any pandas here in the United States. Beijing lends out the bears to the countries as a part of a cooperative research program, but there are no indications that the 50-year-old agreement struck by President Richard Nixon back in the 1970s will continue. The National Zoo in Washington, D.C. is set to return the giant panda bears coming up in December. That leaves the only giant pandas left at the Atlanta Zoo. Our 5 o'clock hour starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. 5 o'clock on the dot right now. Supporters for Tennessee State University fighting for money. What the governor has to say about $2 billion that they've been reportedly shortchanged, and we'll tell you who is now advocating for TSU.
Schools letting parents know that they are not taking threats of violence lightly.
And the forecast here, this is the last day that will feel like summer. We've been talking about it all week long, and now we're finally here. The transition to fall, how much cooler will be, and I'm tracking rain in your forecast.
All right, Greg, thanks. Hey, good morning and happy hump day to you. It's Wednesday. It is October 4th. I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be here for you to kick off a brand new hour of news. And to start this Wednesday morning, here are the top few stories you'll want to know about before you head out the door. We are following breaking news from overnight as a shooting at Morgan State University in Baltimore has left 5 people injured and the shooter still on the run. Now, that shooting happened during homecoming celebrations last night at the school. The 4-hour lockdown lifted just after midnight this morning. Police say the victims are expected to survive. We will update you just as soon as we learn more. And in case you missed it yesterday, Kevin McCarthy is no longer Speaker of the House. In a historical event, the California Republican got voted out yesterday. Representative Matt Gaetz and other far-right lawmakers engineering removing McCarthy, saying that he won't run for speaker again. So who's going to be the next speaker? Well, that's going to start to play out today. Also happening this afternoon, as we've been telling you, you should expect a national emergency alert test to come through, not just your TV and your radio, but on your cell phone. That message and loud signal is scheduled for right around 1:20 our time today. This is just a test. There will be no emergency as far as weather is concerned. We most certainly don't expect any kind of national emergency. This is just a test of the system to alert you in the event that something were to happen. Let's get to a top story that we've been following here locally with continuing coverage now as Tennessee State University school and student leaders met with nationally recognized attorney Benjamin Crump yesterday. They say they want equal funding. The federal government sent a letter to 16 governors across the country claiming more than a $12 billion disparity exists when it comes to giving money to historically black colleges and universities versus non-HBCUs. Now, one of those letters did go to Governor Bill Lee, claiming $2.1 billion has been owed to that school from the state over the last 30 years.
This is about trying to speak truth to power and say that in America, economic freedom is one of the most important freedoms that you can have.
Now, it's important to note that even before the federal government sent this letter to the 16 governors, Tennessee was already aware of the situation. And in fact, Governor Lee's office had already started sending money to TSU to try to make up for the difference. In fact, more than $250 million so far this year, an extra $68 million for infrastructure. Still no timeline as to when the $2 billion would be paid back to TSU, but that's a part of the story we'll continue to cover.
5:04 is our time. Jen, I've been watching this camera and I've been a little bit shocked. In the last 5 minutes, I've seen 5 different people on scooters.
What?
Who was on a scooter?
At 5 o'clock in the morning?
I mean,
it begs the question: Are you left over from last night, or are you getting a really early start to the day?
You're either living your best life or your worst life. There's only one of 2 options when it comes to
the ride
that.
of shame. Okay.
Taking a look, 62 degrees here to kick off the morning. We had the morning construction. We've had that for weeks upon weeks, so keep that in mind. As you've known, driving down Lower Broadway here in the morning is going to back up a little bit here. Breakfast forecast: 62 degrees at 6 o'clock. 66 at 8 a.m., 71 at 9, and temperatures right side of your screen all the way through 9 o'clock. Friday night football. We know the kids are going to be out there. Stray shower. I say stray shower because there will be rain that moves in late tomorrow into Friday. We're going to track here on Future Track for you in the next check of your forecast, but not a guarantee that we're 100% clear when kickoff happens for Friday night football. So we'll look at that. We'll get you up to Indianapolis for the Colts game against the Titans. Also, we'll look at tonight, Nashville SC. So a lot of things coming your way, but 86 degrees today. The big weather focus is the drop in temperature. We lose 20 degrees in 72 hours.
Ooh, all right. Greg, thank you. 5:06 right now. Let's check in on steer clear traffic. I-40 at Donaldson Pike looking pretty good right now. Over by the airport, no major backups to tell you about. My drive in this morning early from the north side of town was not too bad either. I didn't notice any construction, no crashes up that way, and we're currently looking good. And hey, speaking of north of town, I don't know if you missed it yesterday, but the TDOT crews that have been working up in Gallatin on the bypass, working on emergency bridge repair, they're all wrapped up. So that's good news for our Sumner County commuters. 5:06 now, and a Knox County deputy is being honored. We're going to take a live look and show you how the University of Tennessee students are remembering him this morning.
This Fox 17.
Good morning. It's 5:09 right now. New this morning, school districts letting parents know they are not giving any warnings when it comes to threats of violence against schools. We have seen several districts go with strict no tolerance policies. In fact, a student who threatens violence will be expelled for 1 year. in some cases. That's a Tennessee state law. Fox 17 News reporter Peyton Hughes joins us live right now outside of Metro's North Precinct to tell us about how things are going here in Nashville.
That's right, Jen. So police tell us yesterday they arrested a 7th grader for threatening to bring a gun and commit a mass shooting at his school. Now, switching gears here, Williamson County Schools director let parents know that there are major consequences for their actions when it comes to violent threats. The director of Williamson County Schools says with the legislator adding violent threats to the zero tolerance law, that's a big change.
Parents of students who did make the threats are shocked or flabbergasted that their child's out that long. So we are trying to get the word out. You will be suspended for that year if you make a threat to harm 2 or more people.
Now, Dr. Jason Golden, the director of Williamson County Schools, says they already had to suspend students this year. When asked how many, he did not give an answer. Now, I reached out to the school to ask again how many threats they've had. We are waiting on that number. Reporting live at North Nashville, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Noticing Peyton has the jacket this morning, currently in the 60s. But Greg, it's interesting because what it feels like now this morning will be the high as we get into the weekend.
And it's kind of ironic because this is that shift into a fall pattern where maybe you go buy some pumpkins, you get your fall decor out.
Sure.
Today's National Pumpkin Seed Day.
Oh.
So maybe you and I can, in the next couple of hours, give some pumpkin seed tips.
Guess what I have in the break room right now?
What do you have?
Trader Joe's pumpkin seeds.
Well, I mean, that's the biggest tip.
And they're flavored. They're like sweet.
Oh.
They're pumpkin spice pumpkin seeds.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. I'll bring them in.
I don't even know how this is a thing. We're going to talk about it in a little bit. Look at your forecast. You're getting up and out the door. We're talking about temperatures that are just like yesterday morning in the 60s. If you're a morning runner, get up, get out the door, get moving. You're good to go. We have no fog. We have no rain. We'll talk about our next weather maker and work you into a much cooler pattern coming up in a few. I'm going to go steal Jen's pumpkin seeds right now.
You don't even have to steal them. I'll give you some. They're pretty good. 512 right now. Steer clear traffic. Checking back in over by the airport. Seeing a little bit more volume right now. But in TDOT's moving the camera around. Let's see if they're trying to find something here with us. Bear with us live. I think they're just checking out the traffic over at the exit for Nashville International, which doesn't look too bad here to start your Wednesday. Oh, what are we zooming in on now? Hang on. Hang with us. TDOT, what do you... Ah, we found it. Bingo! We've got a car off to the right shoulder over by I-40 at Donaldson Pike. So maybe somebody just had car trouble, flat tire, who knows, but not creating any major problems at the moment. We'll hang with TDOT and watch this live for you and let you know whether it's something to be concerned about. Hey, in case you missed it, Hunter Biden pleads not guilty in federal court to criminal charges surrounding guns. We'll tell you what's next with Fox 17 News' Christine Frizzell in that case.
I'm Attorney Lavelle Glanton.
Good morning and welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. We're going to give you a live look from Rocky Top right now. This is the campus of the University of Tennessee where, if you look closely, you can see students there have now painted the rock to remember a sheriff's officer killed in a shootout this past weekend. You can see the black flag with the blue line through it honoring Deputy Tucker Blakely of the Knox County Sheriff's Office. Blakely was shot and killed when they went to a domestic call over the past weekend, and the man for whom they had the call pulled out a gun and fired at deputies. They returned fire, killing him. But it says Knox County Sheriff Officer Blakely, God bless law enforcement, and the scripture, Matthew 5:9. So just wanted to bring that to you here live on this Wednesday morning. President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, facing a federal judge yesterday over charges that he made false statements about his drug use when he bought a gun in October of 2018. Republicans on Capitol Hill still working on their own case against him as national correspondent Christine Frizzell brings us an update as to what we're learning could come next.
Hunter Biden in a federal court in Delaware. The plea? Not guilty to 3 gun-related charges filed against him last month by special counsel David Weiss, who is reportedly now working on more federal charges connected to Hunter's foreign business deals.
The Committee on Oversight and Accountability will come to order.
House Republicans, meanwhile, ratcheting up their case against both Hunter Biden and President Biden after their first impeachment inquiry hearing was criticized as falling flat.
The committee has received 12,000 pages of bank records, and not a single page shows a dime going to President Joe Biden.
So, for upcoming hearings, they're working on a new round of witnesses to testify under oath, including one who has claimed for years to have firsthand knowledge of the business deals, a former partner, Tony Bobulinski.
Hunter and Jim Biden were paranoid about keeping Joe Biden's involvement secret.
Bobulinski himself set to receive 20% before the deal fell through, later telling former Sinclair correspondent James Rosen,
This isn't my word. This is extremely well documented that Joe Biden was fully aware of things and involved.
House investigators also just releasing dozens of pages of WhatsApp messages. In one, Hunter Biden writes, 100K at least gets me until next month. His advisor Fran Persons responds, quote, he will help you with what you need, referring to Chinese Communist Party linked businessman Bo Zhang. Part of what Republicans say is a long list of payments from Chinese-linked businesses.
The Biden family members and Biden-associated businesses received over $1 million from State Energy HK Limited, a Chinese company. For what? What was the product or what was the service?
Those questions remain at the heart of the investigation by lawmakers, many who say the product was Joe Biden, as Democrats dismiss the effort as one trying to distract from the mounting legal troubles of former President Trump. In Washington, I'm Christine Frizzau.
Christine, thank you very much. 5:18 right now, and as promised,
it's time for a heart-to-heart, Jen. Because when we talk about things and we say things,
yeah,
we mean them.
Yeah.
You told me, and I randomly threw it at you that today's National Pumpkin Seed Day. You said you had them.
It's just a coincidence. I mean, when you spend 4 or 5, however many hours on the air together every morning, things just happen. And so, I had these are the Trader Joe's pumpkin spice pumpkin seeds.
We just keep having these kind of Zen moments where I didn't even know it was the day, and you
just
didn't
a
either,
coincidence.
but it just coincidence happens.
These are very good, by the
So
way.
what's the flavor again?
It's pumpkin spice pumpkin seeds. So they're sweet and kind of crunchy. I like to put them in my yogurt.
Ooh.
Very good. I would offer to share them, but I can't.
You might kill me.
Yeah, they have a lot of
tree nuts.
Tree
in there,
nuts.
and that's a big allergy
Yeah,
for me.
so I'm sorry.
I don't want to die on air today.
Not going to give them to
But Jen, share with everyone else. But me. Taking a look here at your forecast. Code red threat level is great. We have nothing to worry about. We're in the 80s again later on this afternoon. This is our last day, just like yesterday, and the day before, and the day before. We're in that same pattern. 60s by the weekend, but nothing on top of the radar. No fog we're picking up here today. Our next rain chance not until tomorrow into Friday. That'll be our big emphasis, I should say, as we get into the end of this week and then lead into the weekend. You see no red squares, though, when it comes to your days, when it comes to code red weather. So don't worry about any severe weather. Just know you can get the fall sweaters out for this weekend. We're going to be in the 60s.
Still clear traffic out here for you this morning. Let's get to it, everyone. This is going to be I-65 at Trinity Lane here on the north side. You can see where traffic is moving along. No big problems to tell you about this morning. We were dealing with some overnight construction up on Briley Parkway. That is out of the way there near Brick Church Pike. No more problems in that direction either. We'll continue to watch the roads here for you, but proud to tell you no big problems right now.
Justin, thanks. 5:20 right now. Former President Trump's White House Chief of Staff John Kelly confirming comments that Mr. Trump made disparaging U.S. service members and veterans. Now, this was a lengthy statement that was sent to CNN where James Kelly described Mr. Trump as, quote, a person that thinks those who defend their country in uniform or are shot down or seriously wounded in combat or spend years being tortured as POWs are all, quote, suckers. because there is nothing in it for them. Now, that is James Kelly's direct comment. His statement does back up other details published in a 2020 article in The Atlantic. Now, in response, Mr. Trump's campaign spokesperson said, and I quote, "John Kelly has totally clowned himself with these debunked stories he's made up because he didn't serve his president well while working as chief of staff," end quote there on Mr. Trump's side. Back here at home, the Metro Council meets for the first time since the election. We've got a new mayor and so many members of council who are brand new. We're going to tell you why some of those new council members for Nashville didn't want to take money from the state for school security.
The Electronic Express
5:24 is the time, and the Metro Council met for the very first time overnight right back there in this building here at the old courthouse in downtown Nashville. That meeting lasted for just under 3 hours. The biggest topic of the night was a debate over school resource officer funding from the state of Tennessee. Now, the state is offering the city of Nashville $75,000 per SRO in a grant. But some city leaders believe there could be strings attached with that funding. Other city leaders say it simply won't change anything. Take a look.
This funding is to pay for SROs that are already there. So saying no to this funding just puts the entire financial burden on the Metro taxpayers. Saying no to this does not get rid of the SROs. Saying yes to it does not add SROs. There are going to be 2 SROs in every high school and 1 SRO in every middle school, no matter what. It's who's going to pay for it.
In order for this body to get transparency and answers, we can use our power to say we're going to defer this until you give us the information that we and the public need.
And that's exactly what they did. They decided to defer taking that money from the state, at least for a couple of more weeks until they get a few questions answered. We've got plenty more comments, even from some brand new Metro Council members. That's coming up here in the next few minutes.
And our time right now is 5:25. Taking a look here, we're getting closer and closer to the weekend. This is the day I've been talking about, where we have the last day in the 80s, and then we get the major shift into a fall pattern. Look at the weekend. Here's your Saturday and Sunday. The numbers you see there on your screen. Your high temperature is going to be in the 60s, 65 degrees on Saturday, 66 on Sunday. Morning temperatures will be about 20 degrees cooler than they are right now in some spots. We're going to be in the 40s and even upper 30s in the Cumberland Plateau, so well below average temperatures. We're going to say goodbye to summer officially. Protect your plants. We'll talk about how to do that here in the coming half hour. And just know that they're not going to die by any means, but it will be a cool enough pattern to where you could have some leaf damage here. Taking a look, you can always connect on social media. You can go to meteorologist Greg Bobus on Facebook. That's a good place to go for your Dog of the Day submissions. Also, you can go to X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, or Instagram to connect.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get a quick look if we can. This is going to be I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. This is down in the Antioch/Cane Ridge area of town. You can see traffic moving along without any issues out there. We're doing just fine as we get you out the door here on this Wednesday morning. No big problems in those directions, and we're doing good in other directions as well. 27 in from Mount Juliet, 48 minutes in from Murfreesboro, 25 minutes in from Franklin. Of course, we'll continue to watch the roads, tell you about anything that could get in your way. Steer clear traffic. That's what we do. Live and local through 9 o'clock.
Schools cracking down on violent threats. Students can face a full year of expulsion. That's 180 days.
Alignment. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. It is 5:30 right now on Fox 17 News. Reported victim speaking out on what she says was an assault by a stable owner who was just arrested days ago in Rutherford County.
Get ready for it. Today is that day when we have one last day in the 80s and everything changes going into the weekend. We have rain chances and a massive cool down coming up in your Code Red forecast.
Steer clear traffic this morning, I-65 at Wedgwood Avenue. Things are fine now. It could be really busy here later. I'll explain.
Thanks so much for starting your day with us here on Fox 17 News this morning. Glad to be here to kick off your Wednesday. I'm Jennifer Waddell. In Operation Crime and Justice this morning, people are starting to come forward regarding a man in Rutherford County who owns a horse stable. Also, he's a former teacher, and the same man is facing sex crime charges. It's not the first time. Jason Lancaster is accused of sexually assaulting a teenage girl. In 2016, he faced a charge of stalking and took a plea deal in 2008 for solicitation of a minor. Mr. Lancaster is set to be in court next week. And as we have continuing coverage on this story, many people have come forward to Fox 17 News asking why Mr. Lancaster's previous charges ended up cleared from his record. In 2008, the state law of Tennessee allowed expungement to be part of a plea deal for sex crimes. That is something that is no longer allowed. After 4 years, Mr. Lancaster no longer had to register as a sex offender either. Carissa Sue Peel says she's a victim from the first case against Jason Lancaster. She says the fact that he faces these charges again is sadly no surprise.
I knew that I would see him in the news again, and in 2016 I saw him for stalking, and now again here in 2023 I'm seeing him for even worse, which is obvious that he's progressing to worse things, which means we can't let it go on any longer.
And just a reminder, these are accusations and charges faced against him now, levied against him. Investigators believe more charges are likely, though, and that there could be more victims out there. So as this story develops, we'll be sure to keep you posted. By the way, if you need to reach out with regards to any experiences that you might have had, we can keep news tips confidential. You can email us news@fox17.com.
Here we are closing in on 5:33 this morning and taking a look at your forecast on a Wednesday, getting our way closer and closer to a very cool weekend. Last summer feeling day is going to be today. Rain by the end of the week. We're going to have a much cooler weekend ahead of us, to about 20 degrees cooler than today. How do I get you out the door? By doing this, I give you your temperatures and what's going to happen here in the coming hours will be in the 60s. 6 o'clock all the way through 8 a.m. So nothing really changes all that much. So even the kids going to the bus stop, we don't need the rain gear one more time. However, hour by hour, you're not going to be seeing numbers that jump up into the 80s like this again for quite some time. Once we get into tomorrow and then the following days, the temperatures begin to fall very quickly. 76 degrees by Friday. 65 on Saturday, 66 on Sunday. We'll talk about a bunch of weekend events and Nashville Soccer Club playing tonight. We have that forecast coming your way in about 5 minutes.
Still clear traffic out there for you. Speaking of Nashville SC, here they are at I-65 at Wedgwood. No, they aren't out there now, but the traffic that goes to and from the game will be out there a little bit later this evening, as this is one of the main areas that is used to get in and out of the fairgrounds where Geodis Park is located. So just look for that traffic buildup coming up here around 6 p.m. tonight, as that game time is set for 7:30 there at Geodis Park. Let's take a look at I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard coming through the Antioch Cane Ridge area. We're doing fine out there so far. Clean drive times. Everybody in the green as we get started here in our 5:30 half hour.
Justin, thank you. New this morning, police have arrested a middle schooler accused of threatening to shoot up a middle school. Disturbing, to say the least. Fox 17 News reporter Peyton Muse joining us live just outside of the North Police Precinct with the latest information.
Good morning, Jen. Police say a 7th grade student from DuPont Tyler Middle School in Hermitage threatened to bring a gun to school and commit a mass shooting. That student is facing some charges. Now, Tennessee law requires a student who threatens mass violence, which is defined as serious injury or death of 2 or more people, they can face 180 days of expulsion. That's one full calendar school year. J.C. Bowman with Professional Educators of Tennessee says this shows that they're not messing around.
You give the power to the superintendent to have discretionary authority to do that. But again, the whole goal is, when somebody calls with the purpose, they want to disrupt the test, or they want to disrupt the education, or they want to put fear into their classmates. Ultimately, you're going to pay the price.
Now, switching a little bit of gears, different gears here, I asked schools across Middle Tennessee how many threats of violence they've had so far this year. Now, Clarksville, Montgomery County Schools says last year, 2022 to 2023, they had 23 threats. This school year, so far, they've had 8. And overall, the district says the threats of violence are down over 60% from last year at this time. For that MNPS 7th grade student, they're facing charges, juvenile court charges with making threats of violence and for false reporting. Reporting live in North Nashville, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Peyton, thank you. Right now, new this morning, Nashville SC has clinched a spot in the MLS playoffs, and we get to see them prepare for their upcoming strategies tonight. It's a Wednesday night matchup over at Geodis Park. Our Fox 17 News photojournalist David McClure out there this morning to give us a live look. Most of the opponents who are going to be in the playoffs here have qualified, the boys in gold, using tonight's match as a chance to, you could say, refine and prepare. So they face off at 7:30 tonight against Orlando City SC. They've also qualified for a spot in the playoffs. Favorable record means looking good for Nashville, only losing to Orlando once in 9 games. Hani Mukhtar still in a 3-way race for the Golden Boot as well. 15 goals so far this season. So consider this your heads up for later this evening. It's going to be packed in and around the Nashville Fairgrounds over at Geodis Park. Speaking out against banned books, where the so-called banned bookmobile is set to show up today in Nashville. Good morning and welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Looking ahead right now, later today, the topic of banned books will be in the spotlight in Nashville. There's a group called Move On that is hosting what they're calling a banned bookmobile, the bus arriving yesterday in Nashville. They are here to talk with local lawmakers about why books should not be banned. They will also be distributing certain banned books to the public. This will be at Legislative Plaza at 12:30 today. We will be covering more details later this morning.
And 5:41 your time, taking a look at your forecast, waking up here this morning, and we've got a big game tonight. Now, we already know that Nashville SC, as we've mentioned, has already qualified for the MLS playoffs in the whole 9 yards, but still, you want to keep going and keep the momentum moving. If you've got tickets tonight for Geodis Park, 72 degrees will be your temperature at 7. The boys take the pitch at 7:30, and then 68 degrees at 8 o'clock, 66 at 9 p.m. No chance for rain in the forecast at all throughout the evening and throughout tonight. However, rain chances do go up Thursday night into your Friday. You can track along with me when you're on the go by scanning the QR code right there on your screen, or by going to the Apple Store or Google Play Store. And you're going to get the 3-factor thing, I call it. We get the hour-by-hour forecast, my 7-day forecast, and also that live look at Doppler radar with severe weather alerts.
Still clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get to I-40 at 46th Avenue. This is on the west side of town. You can see traffic moving along over there in that direction. No big tie-ups as you get out there this morning. We really are in fantastic shape out there. Had some overnight construction. It's all gone out there across many parts of the mid-state here. So we'll continue to watch the drive, making your way in as things will start to thicken up as the morning goes on. But overall drive times could not be better. Mount Juliet, 27 minutes. Murfreesboro, still under an hour. Franklin, 25 minutes coming in from Williamson County.
Justin, thank you. At 5:42 right now. How are you feeling this year, financially speaking, economically speaking? Some experts are keeping a very close eye on signs of a recession. Atra El-Nashar with the full report in minutes.
The fresh timer starts.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It's 5:45. So far this year, the U.S. economy has reportedly defied forecasts of a recession. Now, labor market, it's still holding pretty steady and, well, people are still spending a lot of money. But there are some experts who would argue Americans are spending money they don't have, driving up overall debt. In the last few months here of 2023, economists are now warning about incoming headwinds and the concerns of a recession. National correspondent Atra El-Nashar reports from Washington.
Outside, the season is changing, and so too are financial circumstances of many Americans. After a period of optimism, some economists too changing their view that the economy can dodge a recession. Budgets for about 40 million people are tighter as federal student loan payments resume this month after 3+ years of forbearance, leaving them with less discretionary income.
You need to have water, you need to have food. I don't really need to get like another t-shirt or something like that.
It's hard to know how sizable the impact will be on the overall economy, whether borrowers will spend less on dining, travel, or gifts for the holidays. Also eating into budgets are gas prices, and that's not expected to change anytime soon as oil prices hover around $90 per barrel. An OPEC Plus meeting Wednesday may result in further production cuts already stretching global supply. The most unpredictable headwind may be the United Auto Workers strike. Its ripple effects have caused more than 6,000 layoffs and, according to Anderson Economic Group, almost $4 billion in economic losses in just the first 2 weeks.
We knew that it was unlikely this would be quick.
The strike has been a political flashpoint, with the likely presidential nominees from each party trying to court workers. President Biden in an especially tough position as a new Gallup poll shows Americans prefer Republicans on economic issues. The White House pushing back on low poll numbers.
We have real wage gains over the past few months, and that consistently supports strong consumer spending, which is leading to GDP growth estimates that are way above trend.
Promising jobs data out Tuesday from the Labor Department showing job openings in August rose to 9.6 million. If it's not enough to stave off an economic downturn, it's the nonpartisan National Bureau of Economic Research that officially determines whether there's a recession, usually months after one has already started. In Washington, I'm Atra El-Nashar reporting.
It's 5:48 right now, and Fox 17 Code Red meteorologist Greg Bovis is keeping an eye on all things fall, because it's really going to start to feel like it.
24 hours.
Yeah.
We're going to go from 80s to 40s.
Now, how's Friday night football looking?
Oh, you want that forecast? Yeah?
Yeah.
We'll give it to you before we get to 6 o'clock. I promise you that right now.
Right.
Right now, I'm going to get you the bus stop forecast, and then we'll look ahead to Friday Night Football.
All right.
We'll look ahead to maybe you're heading to Indianapolis to catch the Colts. We're going to have you covered in every way when it comes to the next couple of days. And I'll tell you, this morning, very similar to the last couple. No big curveballs in your forecast this morning when it comes to getting out the door. Kids can wear whatever they've been wearing the last couple of days. They'll be comfortable. 60s for the morning, 80s for the afternoon. Taking a look, we'll stay in the 60s all the way through 8 a.m. The sunrise for us about an hour from right now. I'm going to take you up 65 right now. Why not? Let's just do it. Let's just go for it. If you're going to watch the Titans take on the Colts at Lucas Oil, know it's going to be cool. Not just here when you leave, but even cooler when you get to Indianapolis. It's going to be 40s for tailgating weather. They've got plenty of big parking lots for tailgating. But once you get indoors, if they have the roof closed and everything taken in, 75 and sunny. If not, be prepared for temperatures that will be in the 50s. Your 7-day forecast here back home does show us that we do have the cool weather that moves in, not just if you're driving up there, but also back home. We'll take a look at that, and we will get you your Friday Night Football forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get to it, everybody. This is going to be I-65 at the I-24 junction as you make that drive down from the north side this morning. Good morning to all of you coming in from Madison, from Hendersonville, from Goodlettsville. Good morning to all of you as you make that drive out there this morning. Could not be better. Nice clear traffic coming in from that north side. Let's talk about Antioch this morning. They continue to work on the Tanger outlets right up there, but the interstate itself to take you to and from that Tanger outlets is also doing really well right there at the Hickory Hollow Parkway exit as you make that drive over there into the Antioch area. By the way, we think they're going to be opening up here later this month, so the traffic flow out here could increase greatly, not just from customers, but workers who have to be there to greet you for your shopping pleasure.
5:50 right now. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has authorized updated COVID-19 shots made by the company Novavax. Updated vaccines for Pfizer and Moderna started rolling out last month. These are meant for adults and children as young as 6 months. These updated Novavax vaccines are intended for people who are a little bit older. The reformulated Novavax shot meant for anyone over the age of 12. The company says the shots will be available in the next few days. Well, he may be having cheeseburgers in paradise. The rest of us, though, could see a nod to Jimmy Buffett here on Earth. We'll tell you where. And an update this morning as the U.S. is losing pandas. What the move means as there are tensions between China and the U.S.
Insurance companies have a favor.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It's 5:54. A live look into downtown Nashville to kick off your Wednesday. Happy hump day to you. Today's going to be the last day where we will feel intense heat for a little while at least. We've got more fall-like weather on the way starting tomorrow. So Greg's going to get you updated checks of the forecast coming up in our 6 o'clock hour. We'll see him here in just a few minutes. Chipotle right now is trying out something different. It's a robotic assembly line. Chipotle teaming up with the food service platform called Hyphen on what they call a prototype robot that can make salads. I guess that's what we're looking at here. So the mechanisms take the bowl, goes into the automated system, it dumps ingredients in it for you, and then puts it out at the end of that conveyor belt, which is what we're watching right here. So that lady was making a burrito while the robot made the salad. Interesting. The system could reportedly tackle 65% of its orders. Now, I know you're thinking probably what we're thinking. What if something goes wrong? What if it glitches? What if it makes it wrong? And then if it can do 65% of the orders, does that mean they're going to get rid of people? Well, Chipotle says employees would still make burritos and other items. Chipotle recently tested a robot called Autocado. I'm not making that up. Trying to make signature guacamole by robot. Chipotle says they're going to test a dishwashing robot next. I feel like
there's so much to unpack with that.
You
can't 6 o'clock in the morning.
You can't say we haven't warned you.
Yeah. Also, I like when a human being makes the food when you're going through the line, because if you're really nice to people, sometimes your burrito's a little bit bigger. They'll load you up a little bit more. That robot, it doesn't care about you. It's going to give you exactly what they're told to give you. So just
now at the same time, if you can't get people to come and show up to work.
That's also true. Staffing shortages. There's kind of this, juxtaposition. What are we doing? Taking a look. Jen, you wanted it. I got it for you. The Friday Night Football forecast. Because we have to watch out for what's going to happen here leading late into Friday. We have a chance for a few more stray showers. We have a good chance for rain morning into the afternoon of Friday. Those will be dying down. What I will tell you right now is don't plan for rain during the game. But if you go to games and you're sitting in the bleachers and you're going to be in the stands, pack a towel. You may have to wipe off your seat before you sit down. Because the worst thing is when you're going to go watch a kid play and you go, oh, boy. And everything is soaked from earlier in the day. Keep that in mind. 57 degrees at kickoff on Friday night.
Steer clear traffic as you get out the door this morning. Let's get you up to date with what's going on out there on the interstates, and that includes over at I-24 near Hickory Hollow Parkway. Traffic starting to build up over there, but not causing big delays, at least not yet. Where we are seeing some minor delays is over here, and it's unexpected. This is I-40 at Dallas and Pike at the airport exit, and yeah, we're seeing the backup here onto I-40. It's Wednesday, Nashville. I mean, seriously, guys. All right, so here we are. Just know if you got to go to the airport this morning for whatever the reason, you're going to need an extra 15 minutes, 20 minutes at least. Also, keep in mind, if you have not been to the airport in the last 6 to 8 months, give yourself even more time because it's a different world where you come from.
Business news right now. It is the month of Halloween, and folks at the Tennessee Aquarium already getting in the spirit. Let's take a look at what they're doing over there. 2 volunteer scuba divers hosting an underwater pumpkin carving event. How fun. I bet the kids enjoyed watching this. During this event, the sunfish, sturgeon, turtles surrounded these 2 scuba divers. Both of them ultimately created 2 jack-o'-lanterns, one depicting a shark and the other a tortoise. Ah, that's cool. That's taking a talent to the next level. And I love the fact that the scuba divers are in costume. Like I said, I bet the kids really love that. Well, a sign of diplomatic tensions with China is taking shape in the form of pandas. Beijing has been sending out pandas to different countries as part of a cooperative research program. But there is no indication that a 50-year-old agreement that Richard Nixon made will continue. In fact, that's why we've been telling you for the last couple of weeks that the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. is set to return its giant pandas coming up in December. December is when this agreement ends. So the only giant pandas that would be left here in the States would be at the Atlanta Zoo, and that agreement with China in Atlanta is up late next year. We understand that President Biden and China's Xi Jinping will meet in November at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. And there are some people who hope the panda agreement will be renewed. There are even more people who hope that more significant pressing issues will be handled as well. Well, new this morning, a bill has just been filed to rename a Florida highway after Jimmy Buffett. I mean, it's fitting, right? Florida State Representative Chuck Clemens filing the bill last week, saying that he wants to rename A1A to the Jimmy Buffett Highway. Runs from the Keys all the way up to Georgia. If this passes, parts of the highway would be renamed to Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway, of course, in honor of the late singer. Margaritaville, of course, with locations all across Florida. My parents are on their way to the Keys right now for my mom's birthday. They're staying at Margaritaville in the Keys. So I know there are a lot of people who would appreciate the nod to Jimmy Buffett. All right, stick with us. Our 6 o'clock hour starts now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News This Morning, who will replace Kevin McCarthy? The speaker is out. We'll explain what led to the decision and what's next.
A student faces charges. Police say he was making violent threats.
Oh, look at your forecast here. This is that day. We've been talking about it all week. We go from 80 to 60 by the weekend, and we have some weekend rain as well. We'll talk about in your Code Red forecast.
Really active scene on 65 at Trinity Lane. Just picked this up a short time ago. Ooh, slightly dangerous out there. Please be careful. We're going to give you the details coming up here from the north side.
All right, some breaking news and steer clear traffic as we speak. Thanks for joining us for Fox 17 News This Morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell. We begin with breaking news this morning. 2 top stories. First of all, we begin with a shooting at Morgan State University in Baltimore, where 5 people are hurt. And look at all the police there on the campus of that college. We understand that there is still an active search for the shooter. It happened during homecoming celebrations last night at this HBCU. We understand that some of the lockdowns have been lifted on that campus as of right now. And the people who were shot are expected to make full recoveries, all of them between the ages of 18 and 22. I mentioned the search for the shooter is still active right now. We'll get you new information just as soon as it comes out. And the other big story here on this Wednesday morning, Kevin McCarthy, no longer Speaker of the House. In a historical event, the California Republican voted out just yesterday. There were Republican lawmakers, especially Representative Matt Gaetz, who engineered his removal, and he has said that he will not run for Speaker again. We're going to dive deeper into the situation later this 6 o'clock hour. I will tell you that as of now, Republican Representative Patrick McHenry is currently the acting Speaker until both parties can decide on a path forward. But as of right now, no obvious successor to lead the House Republican majority. Back here at home and new this morning, Metro Police have arrested a student accused of threatening violence at a Metro Nashville middle school. That student, a 7th grader. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live just outside of Metro's North Precinct. Peyton, get us up to speed here. Good morning.
Good morning, Jen. Now, this happened yesterday, and police say that this happened at DuPont Tyler Middle School in Hermitage. Police also say that he threatened to bring a gun to the school and commit a mass shooting. Now, Metro Police also say that a student tipped them off, and that's what ultimately led to this arrest. And all Tennessee schools have a zero tolerance policy for threats of violence, according to Tennessee law. Mass violence is defined as a serious injury or death of 2 or more people. Tennessee law says students will be expelled for 1 full school year. J.C. Bowman with Professional Educators of Tennessee says this law is vital.
You give the power to the superintendent to have discretionary authority to do that. But again, the whole goal is, when somebody calls with the purpose, they want to disrupt the test, or they want to disrupt the education, or they want to put fear into their classmates. Ultimately, you're going to pay the price.
And this shows this behavior is not going to be tolerated. Now, police tell us the student has been charged in juvenile court for threats of mass violence and for false reporting. Metro Police also say this is not a situation that they take lightly. It's very serious. Reporting live in North Nashville, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Good morning. Real quick check of your forecast, because not much has changed here morning to morning. We don't have anything going on. When it comes to rain, we have temperatures right hand side of your screen all the way through 9 a.m. that are in the 50s and 60s again. The afternoon will be in the 80s. A clear picture there over downtown Nashville. You take a look here. Last summer feeling day, though. Rain moves in late tomorrow into Friday that will track for you, and a much cooler weekend is going to be on tap. What does your 7-day forecast have in store? Here we are, 86 today, 76 by Friday, 65 by Saturday into Sunday. Not just the afternoons will change, the nighttime temperatures will change as well, from the 60s down into the 40s. But I'm going to get right back over to Justin, because you're seeing something here in steer clear traffic.
6:06. Let's take a look at what we've got going on outside here. We're going to get started at 65 at Trinity Lane. Okay, so we've got a crash over here on the shoulder. I'm going to take a full step out of the screen here so you can see it for yourself there. We've got at least the entire shoulder blocked off. And take a look. You can see people walking out into the lane. They're trying to kick some of the debris from the crash back over to the shoulder. But as a result, they've stopped traffic. These folks do not have emergency vests. They don't have the lights that you need from TDOT. They don't have any of that. They're just out there as passengers who are driving along in a car, then all of a sudden had to deal with a traffic accident involving at least 3 to 4 cars there on the shoulder. So at some point, TDOT will get there. Hopefully Metro Police, somebody will get there to block off this outside lane. And when they do, it's going to slow things down in a big way coming there from the north side. You're going to want to take things like Dickerson Pike or Ellington Parkway to steer clear. We'll continue to watch, as this is a potentially dangerous situation. Anytime you got people outside the cars talking to people, all right, we'll continue to watch it.
All All right, Justin, thank you. 6:07 right now. Metro Nashville City Council meeting for the first time overnight since the election. We'll tell you why some new council members didn't want to take money from the state for school security.
Fox 17 News at 9.
Coming up on 6:10 here on your Wednesday morning, the Metro Council met for the first time overnight. The meeting lasted for just about 3 hours. The biggest topic of the night was a debate about SRO funding from the state of Tennessee. Now, the state funding would give the city just over $3 million to fund SROs, but some city lawmakers have questions about the grant. Others are saying that they are being just way too overly cautious when it comes to taking this money.
This is not to approve SROs. This is not saying that you're in support of SROs. But if we're going to have them anyway, why not take the help from the state to pay for it?
Part of the reason why I ran for this body is to make sure that our democratic principles are upheld. That is why I rise and speak in favor of this deferral, to make sure that we are doing this in the right way, making sure that we are answering those questions, making sure that we are giving credence to the voice of our constituents who come here and bare their hearts in telling us what they need from us.
Now, the person you just heard from there is one of 19 brand new council members who took the microphone at times last night to give their voice as well. By the way, the council did vote to defer that state funding for at least another week or so they can learn more about it. The state of Tennessee, by the way, is giving SRO grants to every single county in the state.
6:11 and a quick look at your forecast here for you, getting you up and out the door here. Maybe you're a morning runner. Maybe you just walk the dog. Maybe you have just morning breakfast plans. Here is your planner getting out the door. 62 degrees will be your temperature at 7 o'clock, 71 by 9 a.m., 77 at 10 o'clock leading into the afternoon. One more day in the 80s before a very big temperature drop going into the upcoming weekend. We're going to go from 80s to 60s and bring in some rain. We'll track that for you. But right now, the bigger story this morning right now is what Justin's watching here in steer clear traffic. There has been a big development here recently, Justin.
Yeah, so let's get to it here. This is going to start here at I-65 at Trinity Lane. This is actually at Dickerson here on the north side. You can see the backup caused by that accident that we're about to share with you further up here. Normally, we wouldn't get a scene like this until much later in the morning, but that crash up there near Trinity Lane is what's causing this. You can see the 4-car pileup there. Authorities have not arrived here. Metro Police, TDOT, no one's there. It's just these 4 cars and lots of people standing around there on the shoulder of the road. So please watch out for them. Watch out for pedestrians. Some of them were out there trying to kick debris out of the way at times to try and make sure they can get past this. So we're getting a drive time together for you. Don't have it quite yet, but I just wanted to show you on the map. This is you coming in from Madison, and this is you hitting the brick wall just after you pass Bradley Parkway around the Skyline Medical Center area. That's where the slowdown begins, and it runs all the way into town. You want to use Ellington Parkway, Dickerson Pike as good ways to steer clear. Well, Kevin McCarthy is out as Speaker of the House. We're going to take a look at what happened with a historic vote in the House of Representatives.
Good morning. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Gorgeous sunrise on tap here for your Wednesday. Happy hump day. It's October 4th. We got another warm day on tap. So if you really like hanging on to the last little bit of summer, today is going to be your day. Lots of sunshine, and then the changes start tomorrow. So for those of you who love the fall feels, you're going to get what you've been looking for as well. So something for everybody in the forecast, including some rain. We'll check in with Greg Bobas here in just a couple of minutes as he gets you new details. Well, it's never happened until now. Congress is without a Speaker of the House after a group of Republicans rallied to take the gavel away from Kevin McCarthy. That happened in a historic vote yesterday. So now we have the debate over who should have the gavel. Mr. McCarthy says he's not even going to try to run again. Here's Sinclair Chief Political Correspondent Scott Thuman with the latest this morning from Capitol Hill.
That staggering move here on the Hill, despite an overwhelming majority of Republicans voting to defend McCarthy, but it clearly wasn't enough to save him. An angry slam of the gavel as Republicans watch their party and the House of Representatives make history and fall into complete disarray. The Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, ousted by a small but powerful enough faction of hard right-wingers after only 9 months at the helm.
You all know Matt Gaetz. It all was about getting attention from you. I mean, we're getting email fundraisers from him as he's doing it. Join in quickly. That's not governing. That's not becoming of a member of Congress.
The revolt led by Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, who faced boos at one point in his many rants against McCarthy.
Oh, boo all you want!
But was able to, along with 7 other Republicans and all Democrats, eke out the votes needed.
The resolution is adopted.
Gaetz claiming victory on the Capitol steps just moments after the unprecedented vote.
Kevin McCarthy is a feature of the swamp. He has risen to power by collecting special interest money and redistributing that money in exchange for favors. We are breaking the fever now, and we should elect a speaker who's better.
His undoing, they argue, was self-inflicted for not reining in enough spending, not giving the Freedom Caucus more power, and for, in their eyes, siding with President Biden. Now the search and what could be a saga to replace McCarthy, keeping in mind it took an exhaustive and heated 15 ballots last time.
Who is third in line now to be president?
Gee, that's a good question. You might have to ask the Republicans because I think they would be the ones who have been preparing for the results of all the chaos they unleashed on the body today.
The House has left town, perhaps to cool off, with Republicans returning next Tuesday to hear from those who want to replace McCarthy, and then a vote set for next Wednesday. In Washington, Scott Thuman for the National Desk.
6:18, I do want to point out that we do have a Republican Representative Patrick McHenry, who is now the acting speaker. And if something catastrophic were to happen, the President pro tem, Patty Murray, would be next in line. Happening this afternoon, expect a national emergency alert test to come through your cell phone, your TV, and your radio. That message could be loud, might catch you off guard, but that's why we're here to make sure it doesn't catch you off guard. 1:20 our time this afternoon. Again, 1:20 Central Time, a national alert test, TV, radio, cell phone. If you are someone, and this has come out from several domestic violence advocacy groups, if you are someone who is in an abusive situation and you have a phone that you have for emergency contact, you may want to make sure you turn the phone off so that it's not discovered at 1:20 our time this afternoon. 6:19 is the time, and we're going to send it over to Greg this morning. Greg, you were talking about pumpkin seeds in the 5 o'clock hour.
Of course.
And then you were just most recently talking about tacos. Today is National Taco Day?
National Taco Day.
I heard that correctly? Okay.
It's National Pumpkin Seed Day, and you had your pumpkin seeds, and we didn't even plan it. It's also National Vodka Day. So find yourself a table later today, get yourself some tacos, and enjoy a beverage.
How did it not plan out, though, that National Taco Day and Tequila Day go hand in hand?
I don't make the rules, I just tell you what's happening.
Curious.
But either way, I give you excuses to indulge a little bit when you can.
All right.
It's a great day. It's kind of the last summer feeling day, too. So like that summer patio afternoon, evening, you're going to get it one more time because you better find your sweaters for this weekend and have all the fall clothing ready to go as well. Maybe you are making that drive for the 65 series, as Justin calls it. Titans at Colts. Well, if you're going up there, up 65. Tailgating early in the morning with the kickoff at noon will be in the 40s. Now, inside Lucas Oil, if they have the dome closed, it'll be 75 and sunny. If not, you're going to be in the 50s. Taking a look here back home. If you're staying back here on Saturday and Sunday and you're just going to be like me and be on the couch when it comes to watching football, 66 will be your high temperature. We do cool down significantly going into the weekend.
Steer clear traffic. Let's quickly get to that scene on I-65 at Trinity Lane. They've shut down the interstate just for the next few seconds here as they've moved that 4-car crash from one side of the interstate to the other. TDOT on the scene to try and take care of those people who were up walking around. And now that they have moved over to the shoulder, they have reopened the traffic and people cannot wait to get going yet again there on I-65. So heads up if you're coming down from the north side of town, this is going to affect your drive, no matter where you're coming from the north side, and that includes folks in Jolton and Whites Creek. If you get on 65 at 80 Point, this is going to affect you. This is all the way back at Dickerson Pike, as a matter of fact. On that drive, you can see where traffic is slowing down. But again, now that they've moved that accident, things should start to improve. Right now, we're looking at 38 minutes on that drive. The slowdown begins right up here around the Dickerson Pike area. You can always use places like Dickerson Pike itself, or if you would like, you can use Ellington Parkway right over there. That's a good way to steer clear.
Justin, thank you. At 6:21, TSU school and student leaders meeting with attorney Benjamin Crump just yesterday to fight for equal funding. Now, you might recognize the name Benjamin Crump. He has certainly been in the headlines before.
This is about trying to speak truth to power and say that in America, economic freedom is one of the most important freedoms that you can have.
Now, all of this is going back around to the claims that the state of Tennessee has shorted Tennessee State University about $2 billion. Now, Governor Lee was aware of these claims well before the federal letters went out to 16 governors. In fact, Tennessee was already in the process of paying back some of that money. In fact, $250 million for strategic initiatives just this year, another $68 million paid to TSU for infrastructure just this year. Still no official timeline, though, as to when that full amount of money would be paid back. A hold on military promotions continues here this Wednesday morning. We'll tell you what the National Security Council has to say about the delay.
Insurance companies have a favorite.
Good morning and welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It is 6:25. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby has sharp words for Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville as he continues a months-long hold on military promotions. Tuberville is protesting the Defense Department's policy of providing paid leave and travel expenses to service members who have to go out of state for abortion care.
The one impairing national security is Senator Tuberville, not only because he's depriving the military of necessary leadership in the field and at sea, but he's also willing to deprive female members of the military, 20% of the force, from necessary health care. That both is a violation of national security.
Tuberville has been blocking the Senate from the routine process of approving military nominations and promotions, forcing Democrats to bring nominations up one by one, which that process could take months. Late last month, the Senate confirmed 3 top military leaders, but hundreds of others are still being held up. Right now, let's get a check of your forecast. I know a lot of you are already looking ahead to the weekend. Perhaps you have fall break plans. Among other districts, we have Sumner and Rutherford County currently on fall break right now, and many others will go out next week. So for the weekend, really looking good all in all. We've been mentioning the big changes coming our way. Saturday, a high of 65. Sunday, high of 66. But look at the overnight lows, 43, well below average. Kind of saying goodbye to summer. Not to say we won't have one last push on some random day in October or, hey, listen, sometimes even November. But for now, it looks like we're going to see the big shift. So make sure you are keeping an eye on your plants as we get into the weekend for the possibility of a little bit of frost in some of our colder areas.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to I-65 at Trinity Lane here on the north side. Yes, that accident is still there. For whatever the reason, TDOT has decided to move the camera away, but there's still a few cars pulled over up there on the shoulder of the road. This accident was shutting down at least one lane for a little while and causing big backups all the way back to Dickerson Pike. You still want to use Ellington Parkway. Dickerson Pike is a good way to steer clear of some of that congestion there this morning. Also dealing with a bit of a slowdown on I-40 close to Dallas and Pike for folks going to the airport. We'll give you more details about that coming up in a few.
A student arrested for threatening a middle school. We'll tell you how districts are cracking down on violence coming up.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. Happy hump day to you. A couple different live looks from the heart of downtown Nashville. Interesting skies to start the day. Going to bring in change. Temperatures start to take a tumble as we get into tomorrow. A big drop in the overall highs and lows. And our Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobus is tracking when the rain gets here in your forecast in moments.
Still clear traffic, so watching a crash on I-65 near Trinity Lane, but we just picked up something new that's going to affect those of you coming down from Whites Creek and Jolton. I'll share that with you coming up in minutes.
Okay, that's why we're glad to be here for you as your live local news source through 9 a.m. I'm Jennifer Waddell. We've got you covered right now with the top headlines here in our 6:30 half hour. A crisis across America as national leaders say they're trying to find ways to curb gun violence. New data reveals that the number of suicides vastly different when you compare all of the states here in the U.S., and there are some experts who say that depends on gun laws. An analysis from the nonprofit Every Town for Gun Safety found that states with the weakest gun safety laws, like Mississippi and Arkansas, had the highest number of suicides over the last 2 decades. According to this group, Every Town, about 72,000 lives could have been saved if those states had stronger gun and safety laws. Now, again, you have to understand the source here. This is considered to be a grassroots, more liberal-leaning think tank, but those numbers out new this morning. 6:32 right now, and speaking of safety, we have a disturbing case this morning as Metro Police have arrested a middle schooler accused of threatening to shoot up his school. Fox 17 News reporter Peyton Hughes joining us live just outside of the North Precinct with an update. All right. Looks like we're having some audio difficulties with Peyton's live shot there. We'll check back in with her a little bit later. Right now, though, we'll go ahead and get a first look at your forecast with Greg.
I want to talk about our kiddos going to the bus stop this morning. Maybe they don't take the bus. Today is National Walk or Bike to School Day. So maybe, and I remember being in school that I didn't necessarily walk to school, but they took us on a mile walk around where my campus was here from my elementary school, and I'll never forget it. So this is one of those days where it's a little bit different. Watch out for the kids walking or biking to school, or even just getting to the bus stop here. This morning, 62 degrees, your temperature at 7 o'clock, 66 at 8 a.m., and then 71 at 9 o'clock. We don't have any rain, we don't have any fog, we got nothing to worry about here, but just watch out though for the kids as they're leaving and trying to get just to their classroom here this morning. Taking a look, last summer feeling day, rain by the end of the week, much cooler weekend by about 20 degrees compared to today. Getting you up and out the door here, maybe you're hitting the road, sunglasses, watch for the sun glare. 71 degrees by 9 a.m. Right side of your screen, current temperatures, your forecast for the day ahead. And coming up by the end of the half hour, you're going to meet a real cute dog of the day coming up, and also look at your 7-day forecast.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get a quick look at a brand new crash we've just picked up. This is going to be 24 at Briley Parkway. As you make that drive down from places like Jolton and Whites Creek, it is going to slow you down in a big way because they have shut down one of 2 lanes on the curve there as you approach Briley Parkway here. So let me show you where exactly we're talking about here. The curve, the slowdown, and here is where crews are. And so that means big 18-wheelers have to now move over and get into a lane, and that does cause some problems out there. So let me show you exactly where this is. As you make that drive down to the north here, that is where Old Hickory Boulevard is, the last exit. Once you leave OHB, you gotta go through it at that point. So you can jump off at Old Hickory Boulevard and make your way over to I-65 if you would like. You can get off at OHB, make your way to Brick Church Pike if you like. Those are good ways to steer clear if you would like to avoid that slowdown. Right here is 24 gets down to meet 65. We're also still dealing with that crash near Trinity Lane. We'll have more updates on that coming up a little bit later.
Justin, thank you. Taking a look at some national headlines here this morning in politics. The Supreme Court is not going to take up a case that argues former President Trump is ineligible to run again for office. That case filed by a Republican presidential candidate named John Anthony Castro. Castro tried to point to the 14th Amendment, which he argued should disqualify Mr. Trump from serving in office because of what happened January 6th. That particular part does ban office holders from future elections if they aid or engage in an insurrection. The Supreme Court shutting down that argument, though, without even a comment or a vote. Mr. Trump has, of course, long denied any wrongdoing in the Capitol riots. Well, let's get back out to one of our local headlines this morning with Fox 17 News reporter Peyton Muse. She's got new details about a middle schooler arrested, accused of threatening to shoot up a school right here in the mid-state.
That's right, Jen. Now, police say a 12-year-old student at DuPont Tyler Middle School in Hermitage threatened to bring a gun to school and shoot up his school, and police say that they were tipped off by a student, and that's ultimately how they were able to make an arrest. And Tennessee's law requires students who threaten violence, mass violence, which is defined as serious injury or death of 2 or more people, they can face 180 days of expulsion. That's 1 full calendar school year. J.C. Bowman with Professional Educators of Tennessee says this shows that the school districts and the state is not messing around.
The only person who can override the suspension would be the superintendent of schools. It's the era we live in. The school district needs to be communicating to the parents and the students, and the parents need to be reiterating that message to their kids.
Now, that student is facing juvenile court. That student was charged with making threats of violence and false reporting. Now, police tell us that they take these offenses very seriously. Reporting live in North Nashville, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Now, it's our goal to keep you in the know. You can get more reporting on local news delivered right to your inbox by signing up for our newsletter on the homepage, fox17.com. Changing the rules, the NFL and the Players Association have just announced some new gambling policies. What that could do for players still to come, as we have seen some players in hot water accused of gambling. Fox 17 News always keeping you in the know ahead of game day. Still to come, we'll tell you who we're expecting to play in the big games coming up this weekend.
Struggling with the highs and
Good morning. Here we are on a Wednesday. We're making our way toward the big temperature change. It's going to happen for us. It's going to happen for us here going in toward the weekend. 80s today, just like yesterday and the day before. Weekend temperatures are going to be in the 60s. Get ready for it. The drop happens. We get into fall. Last summer feeling day, potentially of the year. Now, we get 1 or 2 occasionally after this kind of temperature change, but I'll tell you, for at least 7 days starting on Saturday, not much we have to talk about when it comes to heat. Rain by the weekend. Well, we're going to have a little bit of that Thursday night into Friday. I'm re-racking Future Track right now for you here with a brand new update to give you as we go into our next check of the forecast. But just know that today there's nothing to worry about. We have no rain. We have no humidity. We have no visibility issues as well for one last time. Hour by hour, middle 80s later on this afternoon. And this is the last day in the 80s. Tomorrow will be upper 70s, maybe hitting 80 in a few spots. And then we continue to drop into the upcoming weekend. Not only am I going to give you Future Track, but also our dog of the day. My gosh, this guy is cute. You're going to meet him the next time you see me.
Greg, thank you very much. 641 right now. Let's check steer clear traffic. This is a live look, I-65 at Trinity Lane. We do have a backup here, pretty standard, minus a crash that we had earlier this morning. But it looks like that is at least in the clearing stages, if not cleared out altogether over to the side of the road. But the backup does remain. We're also watching a backup this morning, speaking of delays, on I-24 inbound to Nashville, coming in from Jolton. That backup right around the Old Hickory Boulevard exit. So we'll check in on that and anything else that might get in your way on your drive coming up in minutes. This weekend, Fox 17 will be your home for all things football. Saturday, we have a triple header. It starts with Maryland at Ohio State at 11 a.m. That's going to be followed by UCF at Kansas at 3. Fresno State plays Wyoming at 7. So we're going to take you on a cross-country tour for these games. And then Sunday, we have the NFL on Fox 17. The Philadelphia Eagles will play the Rams. So the Eagles and the Rams right here on Fox 17 at 3 o'clock Sunday. Speaking of the NFL and the Players Association have announced a newly revised gambling policy. It toughens the penalty for players who bet on their own team. Now, current players who bet on other sports outside of the NFL for the first time will be suspended for 2 games. Second-time offenders will be handed a 6-game suspension, then a 1-year suspension for the third offense. Players who bet on their own teams will be suspended indefinitely with a minimum 2-year ban. Now, when it comes to that, we do have a player on the Tennessee Titans, Nicholas Petit-Frere, who is eligible to return from his suspension for violating the league's gambling policy, perhaps this week. And again, that's coming a little earlier than previously expected following the change to the policies that I just mentioned. 6:43 is the time right now, and we've got more to come here on Fox 17 News this morning.
We continue great stories today on breast cancer awareness. I'm Liz Bonus. Wait till you hear from 2 women diagnosed just days apart, why they are sharing the journey with us. It is just ahead.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It's 6:45 right now. Of course, we have already started Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It is October, and survivors of breast cancer will tell you early detection is key. Fox 17 medical reporter Liz Bonus with the impact of the diagnosis.
Hey there, everybody. 2 women diagnosed just days apart are sharing a journey with us today in hopes of inspiring others to not skip a mammogram.
You see, mammograms led to early detection of breast cancer for both Crystal King and Ashley Welker.
I immediately knew after seeing it that I knew what it was. And my wife was actually diagnosed the day before.
Ashley was just 38 years old.
So I had actually felt a lump. As soon as I felt the lump, I scheduled my mammogram.
Right away, both women started treatment on different courses.
My cancer was triple negative, breast cancer.
But similar struggles. Nurse navigator Mary Lou Sauer of Ohio's Tri-Health helps many through some of these struggles.
I think often the first thing they think about is, am I going to die? Am I going to die? And I tell them reassuringly, breast cancer treatment nowadays is top-notch. We have cutting-edge treatments, and this is not likely a death sentence for them. They're likely to live a long life from breast cancer and die of something else.
Now, a year out, Crystal and Ashley are both in remission and have an important reminder if you recently missed a mammogram.
You know, finding it early makes a big difference.
They also remind us, if you're living this journey or are in it with someone you love, slow down, enjoy every day, and give yourself time to heal.
That's one thing I try to keep in the forefront when I get frustrated or, get down. Your body is still healing.
Body and mind, I'd say, as well, right?
Yeah.
There's a mental aspect that goes into it quite a bit as well. So, that just some time to heal.
It's quite a message of grace, isn't it? A medical reporter, Liz Bonus, back to you.
Liz, thank you very much. More than 75,000 healthcare workers expected to be walking off the job perhaps this morning in what would be the biggest healthcare strike in U.S. history. This is specifically related to Kaiser Permanente. These unionized healthcare workers, including nurses and EMTs, are trying to negotiate a new contract with Kaiser Permanente. That original contract ended this past Saturday. And as I mentioned, the strike could be happening as early as this morning. There are some reports, in fact, I'm reading online right now, that they're poised to go now. Unionized staff asking for increased pay, job protections, and solutions to fix labor shortages. Now, this Kaiser Permanente strike would not impact us here in the mid-state. We have a few dozen U.S. military service members who are now back active this morning after they got discharged for refusing the COVID-19 vaccine. According to data from the different military branches, 43 members of the military wanted to rejoin the force. Now, there were more than 8,000 military members who were kicked out of the military because they didn't get the COVID vaccine. But again, just 43 wanted to come back. This coming 8 months after the vaccine mandate was officially repealed. 6:49 is the time right now. Greg was telling us a little while ago it's National Taco Day. So I'm thinking tacos on the patio today for lunch or maybe dinner.
Do you go loaded or just cheese or taco sauce? What do you do?
Usually loaded. Lettuce, tomato, cheese, taco sauce.
The whole line?
Maybe sour cream.
Oh, a little dollop? I'm with you there. And also chips and queso have to be the side.
Of course.
Because if you're not going big, then you're going home. Take a look here at our dog of the day. Let's meet the cutie. Look at Beaumont.
Aww.
Look at him. Could he be cuter? And he is the watchdog for the home there. And I will tell you right now, Jack, thank you for that picture, because I can tell you right now, the ears, the sweet face, coming home to that must be a great end to a day, because there's nothing better than walking into the house after a long day and seeing someone looking like that. It just stares you right back in the face. 71 degrees at 9 a.m., 83 at noon, 86 degrees at 3 p.m. What does that mean for your full day when it comes to a dog walk? Just like yesterday, temperatures are starting off right side of your screen, 50s and 60s. We'll be in the low 80s by 11 and 85 degrees at 1. Nothing to worry about today. Late tomorrow into Friday, a couple of showers are going to move in. No severe weather is on tap anywhere in Middle Tennessee or Kentucky. But I want your photos. So how do you send them to us when it comes to Dog of the Day? You go to my Facebook page, meteorologist Greg Bovis. You find that photo pinned at the very top of the Facebook page. And that's where you submit your photo. And if you tell us stories, just like Beaumont's story, I'll tell them right here on air. Now, I go in order. It'll take a little while to get to you, but I promise you'll see your doggo right here. 86 degrees today, 66 by Sunday. We're going to talk weekend outlook in a few. Right now, a look out your weather window.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
An early morning sun in Michigan highlights 3 swans, developing fall colors at a local park, along with reflections forming nature's version of a watercolor painting. And a post-storm rainbow is frozen in time over the Oregon Mountains in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
Steer clear traffic at 6:52. Let's get a good look at what's going on outside this morning. Let's go to I-24 Bradley Parkway. As you make that drive there on the north and west side of downtown Nashville, you can see they've got a car pulled over here with some damage. It would appear they're waiting on a tow truck to finally come along and get this out of here, but it is causing a bit of a slowdown as you make your way down from the Whites Creek and Jolton area right along here. So what you can do is, if you would like, you can jump off at Old Hickory Boulevard. That's exit 40, then use that to get over to Brick Church Pike and take Brick Church Pike into town if you would like. It's got its own challenges, but that'll get you past this crash, that is for sure. We are continuing to follow the slow go coming in from Antioch as well this morning. This is from Laverne, technically. Antioch is the next exit up, but you can see the slowdown that's growing now all the way back through Rutherford County. We'll get you an accurate drive time coming up in a few minutes.
Justin, thank you. 6:52 and new this morning. More than 40 schools across Nashville will participate in the 22nd annual Walk to School Day. Fox 17 News photojournalist David McClure giving us a live look right now from Schwab Elementary School. All part of a nationwide effort, but here at home, Walk Bike Nashville organizing some of these events here this morning. We understand that a lot of these Metro Nashville school students will kick off their walk to school around 7:15. So we'll be there when it happens. Good morning to all of our friends there at Schwab Elementary, and we'll be bringing you the walk to school efforts. In fact, I can see some folks gathering in the background there. We'll be following the live efforts here through 9 a.m. All right, listen up, iPhone users. Apple says they're trying to fix some problems with these new iPhone 15 models that are overheating. Yeah, the brand new ones they just released. We'll tell you what to know next. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It is 6:56. Happy Hump Day. Sun's up across Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. The start of a brand new day and great weather-wise. If you love that last little bit of summer that you want to hang on to, you'll get that today. And then for those of you looking more toward fall, well, you'll get that starting tomorrow. Greg will tell us when the rain moves in, ushering a cold front. That'll definitely make it feel more like fall. And I'm thinking football Friday night. Yeah, that's going to be good football weather. Grab a blanket and stick with us. We'll have your forecast in minutes. Right now, you heard us mention it. This is Taco Day, National Taco Day. Kind of crazy that it doesn't fall on a Tuesday. I mean, I don't know. Just it's on a Wednesday this year. National Taco Day is October 4th. So if you're feeling like you want to grab a soft taco, crunchy taco, whatever floats your boat, however you like it, celebrate. I think that's maybe what we'll have for dinner tonight at our house. I didn't have a meal plan for tonight yet, Craig, so tacos it is on the menu for us.
Oh, tacos it is for sure, and I live really close to the farmer's market in downtown.
They have great burritos
in
over
Nashville.
there. I like the burritos.
I love their taco, too. They've got some of the best tacos I've ever had. So
Really?
I might do that for lunch, and then for like a later night snack, because I have a weekend plan here of going on a little vacation, those frozen little mini tacos. So I might do tacos twice today and just call it a day. Taking a look here at your weekend planner, we're not even changing the page. We are turning a new chapter in weather here in the upcoming days. We'll go from the 80s today to 65 degrees on Saturday and 66 on Sunday. Yesterday was in the 80s, Monday was in the 80s. That was the forecast for the weekend. Now the cool comfort moves in. The sweaters, the pants, the scarves, the cute boots, the whole everything you might want for your fall wardrobe. Get it out and get it ready for the weekend. You can scan the QR code right there. There will be a little bit of rain on Friday, but we have nothing to worry about rain-wise today. The App Store and the Google Play Store, good places to go to get that Fox 17 Code Red weather app if you don't scan that QR code.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning at 6:58. Quick look at a couple of things we're following. Let's start here. 24 at Bradley Parkway. Still waiting on that tow truck to come pull this out of the way as you make that drive down from Whites Creek and from Jolton. Brand new drive time coming out from Clarksville. It's around 69 minutes here. That slowdown begins right on the other side of Bradley Parkway as they try to get this crash out of the way. We also have an updated time coming out of Murfreesboro, and it's not great. We'll be with that coming up here in a few minutes.
All right, Justin, thank you. At 6:59 right now. Have you experienced the new iPhone overheating on you? Apple says they're trying to fix the issues that are causing some of these new iPhone 15 models to overheat. Wouldn't that just be the worst? I mean, you get this brand new phone, it's supposed to be the latest, greatest, you pay all this money for it, and then the thing overheats and you can't use it. Apparently, there is a bug in the iOS 17. That's part of the problem, so Apple's going to try to fix that with an update. They also say there are some, as they're putting it, third-party apps that can cause overheating because they say the apps are overloading the system. How do you have major apps that overload an Apple? This is the latest and greatest. How have you not made an iPhone that doesn't overheat when you run popular apps? These are all, by the way, questions that I don't really have the answers to, but inquiring minds want to know, Apple. The company is noting that the devices have all internal components that are supposed to protect them from heat damage. Hey, I want to let you know as we get closer to our 7 o'clock hour right now, we have just learned from the Associated Press that the Kaiser Permanente healthcare workers strike is now official. They are on the picket lines. Now, the good news here, that should not impact us here in Middle Tennessee, but we are following different cities around the country where this will have a major impact on healthcare. So we'll keep an eye on that for you live through 9.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
And a very good morning to you in this 7 o'clock hour. A community outraged. How a man with a history of sex crime charges ended up flying under the radar in Rutherford County. The calls for change this morning.
Speaking out against banning books, where you'll find the banned bookmobile here in Nashville.
And the forecast here calling for a major change in temperature and a small chance for rain that we'll track in your Code Red forecast.
All right, thank you, Greg, and thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning, just after 7 a.m. on this Wednesday morning. I'm Justin McFarland.
I'm Jennifer Waddell. Fox 17 News, always your live local news source through 9 a.m. So let's get you right to the top stories new this hour. Fox 17 News hearing from a woman who claims that she was a victim of Jason Lancaster, the man who owns a horse stable in Rutherford County, who is now charged with attacking a teenage girl.
Now, she says that she's not surprised at all that he has been charged again with another crime involving children and sex. Let's get over to Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino, who spoke to that woman, and she's got the latest.
Well, Carissa Sue Peel was a junior in high school in 2008 when she says Jason Lancaster, her then English teacher, propositioned her for indecent pictures and even to meet up for sex after school. Now, Lancaster was a 36-year-old teacher at the time at Blackman High School in Murfreesboro. He was ultimately indicted after the Rutherford Sheriff's Office launched an investigation. More than a dozen girls coming forward, according to Carissa Sue Peel. Lancaster ended up taking a plea deal, according to the Murfreesboro Post, pleading guilty to solicitation of a minor to commit aggravated statutory rape. A decade and a half later, Lancaster now facing more sex charges involving a teenager, this time more serious, felony rape of a girl who reportedly worked for him at his Pinnacle stables. Carissa tells me she immediately took action when she heard of those new charges.
I jumped right onto Facebook to shout to the heavens about what had happened to me and let people know what had happened and that he doesn't deserve to be out.
Just a few years after Lancaster's first conviction, Carissa says she was stunned to learn that the case was completely expunged, wiped out from public view, with court documents deleted as well. Now, the law in Tennessee allowed for Lancaster to get off probation after just 4 years, getting that record expunged with no trace of his name on the state sex offender registry. I have learned that the expungement law here in Tennessee has since changed and that sex crimes are no longer eligible for expungement here in Tennessee. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Thank you, Kelly. Well, we want to help you stay in the know. If you have something that you need Fox 17 News to investigate, you can send us your tips. We will keep your information confidential, work with you as we try to continue to tackle the issues important to our local communities. You can also follow us on all of our social media sites, and don't forget to sign up for our newsletter and updates by visiting our website at fox17.com.
7:04, looking at your forecast here, waking you up on a Wednesday morning. And here's the big weather story. Last summer feeling day we're going to have here going into the weekend. We mentioned it Monday and Tuesday, and now today is that day where one more time you will be in the mid to upper 80s, and then we're done with the higher temperatures. The humidity will begin to creep up, but the temperatures will go down. The reason behind that is when the humidity will go up is because we have a little bit of rain that will move in very late tomorrow night into your Friday. Much cooler for the upcoming weekend. Right side of your screen, current temps, very much like they were yesterday morning. So nothing will catch you off guard today at any point. 86 later on this afternoon. No rain, no fog, no visibility issues. 65 degrees tonight, but look at what happens going into the weekend. We drop into the 60s. So your current temperature, very similar to what the afternoon temperatures will be on Saturday and Sunday. We'll take a look at your weekend and a few upcoming events here in just a few minutes.
7:05 is the time. Let's take a look with your steer clear traffic this morning. That's I-24 at Waldron Road as you make that drive in from Laverne this morning. Want to give you a heads up that traffic has improved here over the last few minutes. It was a very slow go here a few moments ago. And let's take a look at what we're dealing with right now. It's still saying that it's going to be around 76 minutes coming in from Murfreesboro right now. So please heads up on that. Remember, Murfreesboro Road, a good way to try and steer clear.
It's 7:05 right now. New this morning, banned books are making their way through Nashville. They're actually on display in a mobile tour.
Very unusual trip. Let's get to Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse, who's live for us this morning at Legislative Plaza with more on the banned booked bus that's out there.
Good morning, Jen and Justin. So right here at the Legislative Plaza is where the banned bookmobile is going to make a stop later today. Now, the group Move On says that this is in response to the state's ban on certain books. There's controversial opinions when it comes to the state's law on banning books. Tennessee's law makes it a felony for book publishers or distributors to sell or distribute obscene material to any public school. Now, the activist group Move On, who's hosting the mobile banned book event, says they're handing out free copies to guardians, not directly to children. And reading should not be against the law. A Murfreesboro mayor agrees with the ban that some material should not be allowed in school.
Point of view, and the majority in this country and in Tennessee believe that one parent or one politician or just a handful of people shouldn't get to dictate what's right for the rest of the student body.
Can't even mention on TV what the topics of the books and some of the things that are depicted in those books.
The group says every child has a right to read, while those who are for the ban say it should be up to the parents to decide what the kids can and cannot read. Now, the book ban mobile event is going to be held right here at 12:30 at Legislative Plaza. I'm Peyton Muse reporting live for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Peyton, thank you so much. Well, coming up, the Metro Council met for the first time since the elections took place. We're going to tell you why some brand new council members did not want to take the money being offered from the state when it comes to school security.
At Creeders.
7:10 is the time here on this Wednesday morning. Live look at I-24 near Bradley Parkway. That tow truck finally in place to take away that crashed car because of a earlier crash out there on I-24 near Bradley Parkway north and west of town. Hopefully, once they get that out of the way, the drive will become a little faster for those of you coming down from Whites Creek and Jolton. We'll take a look at other sides of town coming up in a few. Well, new this morning, the Metro Council met for the very first time overnight. That meeting lasted for just under 3 hours as 19 brand new council members joined the Metro Council to talk about the issues involving the city. One of the biggest topics overnight was a debate over school resource officer funding. Now, this funding will come from the state of Tennessee in the form of a grant. The state funding would give the city of Nashville around $3 million to make sure they had all the money they need for SROs. Now, some council members wanted to defer the grant money until they get a few more questions answered about what kind of strings may be attached to this. In the meantime, one high school senior actually came to speak about it.
Students deserve to be productively built up rather than isolated and torn down. Students deserve accessible nurses, social workers, psychologists, emotional counselors, and paraprofessionals. We deserve people who will build a healthy community without sparking anxiety within students. If we accept this grant, we can come in and shift $3.3 million of Metro's own dollars to a department like MMPS to fund those essential positions.
We have a teenager. Most adults don't watch these council meetings, but we have a teenager that has been committed to watching council meetings, to commenting on legislation, and to giving meaningful feedback. And I think that that is the least we could do to honor our constituent. So again, I'm just gonna ask that our colleagues support the one meeting deferral so that we can get these questions answered.
The Metro Council did vote to defer that particular funding.
And time right now, 7:12. Taking a look here, we got a big game at Geodis Park tonight. Nashville SC going to be taking the pitch here at 7:30. So here's your forecast: 7 o'clock at 72 degrees, 8 o'clock 68, and 66 degrees will be your temperature at 9 p.m. Coming up in 5 minutes, we'll look ahead to when the big cool down arrives in Middle Tennessee. Justin.
All right, thank you, Greg. Well, coming up on Fox 17 News this morning, one of the Tennessee Three is now taking state leadership to court. We're going to tell you about the allegations from Representative Justin Jones.
I'm Corey B. Trods.
7:15 is the time. We are taking another live look here as more than 40 schools across the city of Nashville will participate in the 22nd annual Walk to School Day. You can see they are lining up the cones here. This is something that, as I mentioned, they've been doing for 20 years plus here in Nashville. And it's an opportunity to try to give students a chance to get outside, see something different, experience something different. So that is what's happening again there in the Nashville area there, Schwab Elementary. Walk to school day. We're expecting to see those kids out the door any second. Well, one of the Tennessee Three is now suing Tennessee's Speaker of the House and other legislative members. We're talking about Representative Justin Jones, who was removed and then reelected to his position after disrupting floor debates with a protest. But a special session back in August sparked up and put him back in office. And now the same issues are starting to fire up yet again. Justin Jones decided to go ahead and get a lawyer and sue the Speaker of the House. Megan O'Halloran explains.
You're out of order.
After removing Justin Jones from his seat in an April vote, the House voted to silence him during an August special session. Jones had been criticizing legislation calling for more law enforcement officers in schools when House Speaker Cameron Sexton warned Jones not to stray off topic. Under new rules passed by the Republican supermajority in the House, members can be silenced anywhere from a day to the rest of the year for not sticking to the bill being debated.
We need to pay our teachers better. We don't need more police in our schools.
Speaker Sexton ruled Jones out of order, and the Republican-led House voted to silence Jones for the remainder of that day's session. Jones' lawsuit seeks to declare those rules unconstitutional, stop the Speaker from preventing him from speaking on the House floor, and pay his attorney's fees. Jones is represented by law firms from New York, Washington, D.C., and Nashville.
Supermajorities across the country in legislatures are trying to silence their critics in a variety of ways. And we've seen it in Wisconsin, in Ohio, in Alabama, and now in Tennessee.
The August special session isn't the only time Jones has been silenced. He's been ruled out of order repeatedly since joining the Tennessee House in January, including for failure to wear a tie.
The notion of a dress code really gets to what is free speech and what is free expression. And within the confines of a legislative body, there are rules that can be passed that members will have to adhere to.
Besides House Speaker Cameron Sexton, Jones is also suing the chief clerk for the House, the sergeant at arms, and the House parliamentarian.
Fox 17 News' Megan O'Halloran there. As of right now, no comment from any of those named in the Jones lawsuit. His attorneys are asking for a jury trial. Fox 17 News will keep you posted on those developments. 7:18 right now, and just a reminder, if you ever want to let us know about stories that are happening where you are, or if you want to get to the latest news right at your fingertips, always be in the know by downloading our app. Just scan the QR code that's on your screen right now. I know your phone's close by, so just go ahead and scan it. That'll get you the link to the free Fox 17 News app, where you can stay updated anytime you need us. For those of you who might be thinking about a road trip this weekend up to Indianapolis to watch the Titans play, Greg's got your forecast.
Yeah, that we do. I'm also getting into dangerous territory, Jen.
How so?
Every morning I look up days of the week. You know, national holidays, day of.
Yeah.
And today's National Taco Day.
Uh-huh.
I got to make 2 stops now.
Okay, why?
It's National Cinnamon Roll Day.
I'll just go ahead and...
So it's National Greg's Fat Day.
It's carb loading day.
It's carb loading day. Taking a look here. This is your forecast getting you out the door. I literally just saw that as you and I were getting out of the commercial break. Here is your noon kickoff. This is in Indianapolis. But you already know that. If you've got the tickets, you already know where you're going, what you're doing. You're making that drive up 65. If you're going to tailgate, they have plenty of parking lots for tailgating. I will tell you, make sure that you are dressed appropriately, though, because it will be cool to kick off the morning, even cooler there than here. And even during halftime and the final snap, temperatures are going to be in the 50s. Now, they likely will keep the roof open, but if they close the roof, it's 75 and sunny. If not, at Lucas Oil, you're going to have temperatures that are going to be in the 50s. So that's where you're going to be if you're going to be there. If not, maybe you're on your couch, and then whatever your temperatures is your own business. Taking a look here, hour by hour, middle 80s later on this afternoon, and then we do the big plunge with temperature. Here's what I mean. Take a look at your 7-day forecast. We're going to take 86 today to 82 tomorrow. Not a big change, but a little bit of a variation here for the afternoon. And then overnight tomorrow night into your Friday. A chance for a few showers and a weak thunderstorm or two cannot be ruled out. I've been watching diligently all week, and we have no chances for severe weather. Don't worry about that. The narrative is right there. Look at the middle of your screen. Right in the middle of your screen. Take a look. 65 degrees on Saturday and 66 on Sunday. If you've waited for fall, you're going to get it as soon as we get to the weekend.
Thanks, Greg. Right now, steer clear traffic at 720, and we're going to go over to I-24 at Briley Parkway, where we have an all-stop on the interstate because of a crash that crews right now are trying to clear. You can see we've got a flatbed tow truck trying to get a car out of the way right now. It's that white car that's on the back of the flatbed, and then we've got a red pickup off to the right along with first responders. So again, this is I-24 at Briley Parkway, and this is for sure causing a big traffic backup. So we're going to monitor this, hopefully just as soon as they get these over to the shoulder, they'll be able, what's this guy doing? They'll be able to clear it and let traffic flow once again. I thought we might catch it here in this live report, but it doesn't look like it. They're still trying to do some maneuvering. Half wonder if they're going to try to get that red pickup on the back of that flatbed too and tow it off. We'll monitor this for you live behind the scenes with an update here in minutes. Nashville's new mayor, Freddie O'Connell, talking with Metro Council for the first time overnight. We'll tell you what they talked about next. And no winner last night in the Mega Millions drawing. That means the jackpot there is $350 million. And then the drawing tonight for Powerball is up to $1.2 billion. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Fox 17 News at 9.
7:24 is the time, and new this morning, Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell spoke to the Metro Council overnight. Now, O'Connell was a member of the Metro Council for 8 years before being elected mayor of Nashville. Mayor O'Connell outlined several changes that he's made since taking office just a few days ago, including changes to the WeGo bus schedule and improvements to Hub Nashville that he hopes will help improve response times.
We want Metro to be an incredible customer service organization, and I hope council members will appreciate the improved condition of the City Hall elevator as you start the new term. Over the next few weeks, we will be working to schedule one-on-one meetings with each of you so we can directly discuss your personal priorities and priorities you know will exist for your district or the city this term. Thank you again for welcoming me to a chamber that feels like home. I'll be right downstairs.
And by the way, yes, the mayor's chamber is right below where the city council meets. Freddie O'Connell went on to congratulate all of the brand new council members and told them, quote, "This is when the real work begins."
Looking for your forecast here for you this morning and taking a look, getting up out the door today. No change from yesterday morning. We have temperatures that are in the 50s and 60s, on our way to the 80s later on this afternoon. But look at your weekend. The weekend high temperatures will be very similar to your 9 a.m. temperature today. We're talking 60-degree highs for Saturday and for Sunday. Nighttime temperatures, that's the real big shock to the system. If you're up early, you're going to wake up with temperatures that will be in the 40s. Now, we're going to say goodbye to summer feels for the majority of the rest of this month. There may be a day or two when we get back up near 80 degrees, but most of our days here are going to be in the 60s and 70s once we get toward the weekend. And the biggest thing is just make sure you protect your plants this weekend. We'll talk about that. But you don't have to worry about them dying. We don't have a frost or a freeze, just that first cool spell of the fall season.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's take a look at I-24 Briley Parkway. Jen Waddell was just here a few moments ago showing you this, where the interstate was shut down while they did some things. They've reopened the interstate, so you're good to go out there. Looks like they needed to turn that flatbed around for some reason, because it's facing the wrong way now on the interstate. So just watch out for that as you make your way down from Jolton and Whites Creek this morning. Also watching the drive from Franklin. This is a live look at 65 at Moores Lane in the Cool Springs area. We're doing okay out there as well. Got one disabled vehicle over there on the shoulder, not causing big disruptions. We'll continue to watch the roads here for you.
how banned books are making its way through Tennessee.
He hits his mark center stage.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
A Knox County deputy is being honored. We're going to take a live look at how students at the University of Tennessee are remembering him this morning.
Plus at 7:30, a new acting Speaker of the House named overnight while Kevin McCarthy lost control of the gavel in a historic vote.
Steer clear traffic, so clearing up the latest going on I-24 at Bradley Parkway. It looks like they've gotten that crash out of the way. We'll give you the very latest that we know coming up in a few minutes. 7:30 is the time here on this Wednesday morning. Thank you so much for joining us on Fox 17 News. I'm Justin McFarland.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. Let's get to something happening right now. We're taking a live look as kiddos around the mid-state are walking to school. It is National Walk to School Day, and we've been over at Schwab Elementary. I love the headbands.
Oh, yeah.
I love the cowbells, little noisemakers, kids on bikes. Good job wearing your helmet there, buddy. But more importantly, walking to school today. This is all in an effort to just, promote safety in our communities, the importance of sidewalks, especially around our schools, and thanks to all of the traffic guards that we got a lot of kids controlling traffic here so that all these kiddos and their teachers and parents can get to school safely.
Yeah, the street department did a great job getting out there and shutting down, looks like, part of that road to make sure the kids had safe transport there at Schwab Elementary. And by the way, they're doing this at several locations across the city today.
Thanks so much to our photojournalist, David McClure, out there giving us that live look. Right now, we're going to take you live to Rocky Top, where University of Tennessee students have painted the rock to remember a sheriff's deputy killed over the weekend. What you're looking at here is the newest artwork on the rock that honors Deputy Tucker Blakely of the Knox County Sheriff's Office. He was shot Sunday when he responded to a domestic call. He died of his injuries yesterday. The man that officers were trying to arrest also killed in that shootout.
Well, the city of Nashville welcomes in 27 brand new police officers. They will begin working in the field today. They say that they are looking forward to making positive changes in the community. So again, 27 brand new, no longer cadets, now new officers out there on the streets.
Your forecast here at 7:32. Let's just take a quick look here. Get you out the door. We just saw the kids walking to school, but maybe that's not an option for you. School's too far away. You can't do that if it's a bus stop here for you. This morning, here is your forecast. 66 degrees at 8 a.m., 71 by 9 o'clock. When the kids are getting home, it'll be very similar to yesterday. So if you have any after-school activities, whether that be practices, that be outdoor activities, we're going to be in the 80s one more time. Big changes take us into the weekend. Look at that beautiful picture. There you are. There's Music City. That's what you're waking up to this morning when we have sunshine, low humidity, and we also have no visibility issues. 86 later on this afternoon. 82 tomorrow, 76 on Friday, and then our temperatures do drop considerably going into Saturday and Sunday, where we'll be back into the 60s. Fall weather officially begins leading into the weekend.
All right, Greg, thank you so much. Well, it was all good a few minutes ago. And then I don't know what's happened on I-65 in the Franklin area. This is very close to Moore's Lane here in the Cool Springs area. Big slowdown as you make that drive up from Williamson County. You want to take Franklin Pike is the best way to steer clear. We'll try to get some clarity about what's going on, if there's a crash, or if this is just congestion, as a lot of apartments and condos have popped up out there in this area, and perhaps a lot of people just getting out there on the roads. We'll continue to watch it for you.
At 7:33, a big push has been made recently to get certain books out of school libraries if they're deemed inappropriate for young readers.
But today, the Banned Bookmobile is making a stop right here in Nashville. It's part of their tour across several states. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse live for us this morning with the very latest on their efforts.
Good morning, Justin and Jen. So that's right, that bookmobile, the banned bookmobile, is making a stop right here at Legislative Plaza later today. And the group Move On says that this is all in response to the state's ban on certain books. Now, controversial opinions when it comes to Tennessee's book ban. This ban does not allow certain materials in schools. The activist group says they'll be handing out free books. They have over 40 different books, and they'll hand those to guardians and not directly to kids. Those who are for the book ban say that there is just some material that should not be available for kids.
Including extra copies of the book Mouse, which is this celebrated award-winning graphic novel that depicts issues around the Holocaust that has unfortunately been banned in one of the counties in Tennessee.
Can't even mention on TV what the topics of the books and some of the things that are depicted in those books.
Now, this is igniting controversy across the state between parents, educators, and lawmakers. The banned Bookmobile event starts right here at Legislative Plaza at 12:30 this afternoon. Reporting live downtown, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, thank you so much. Well, in Operation Crime and Justice this morning, Metro Police have arrested a man they say shot a pregnant woman last month. Police say it was this man right here, 23-year-old Demarius Claybrooks Jr., who's accused of shooting a woman who was 8 months pregnant. That woman survived, but the baby did not. Claybrooks is now being charged with criminal homicide.
7:36 right now. In case you missed it last night, Kevin McCarthy is no longer Speaker of the House. In a historic event, the California Republican voted out just yesterday. McCarthy has said he will not run for Speaker again. We do have an interim representative. Mr. McHenry, Patrick McHenry is his name. Coming up in our 8 o'clock hour this morning, we will have a live Zoom with Congressman Tim Burchett on voting to oust Speaker McCarthy. Again, that's coming up in our 8 o'clock hour. A one-of-a-kind experience. Dozens of young ladies across the state take part in a special learning session. Why programs like this are important in our communities.
Plus, 40 schools across Nashville will participate in the 22nd annual Walk to School Days. We give you a live look this morning from Schwab Elementary, and look who's there. That is the brand new mayor of Nashville, Freddie O'Connell, pausing for pictures with some of the young people. Again, the 22nd annual Walk to School Day, big part of what is happening at several schools, not just this one, across the city.
From
7:40 is the time here on this beautiful, gorgeous Wednesday morning. Let's take a look outside. This is going to be I-65 at Moores Lane on the south side of town. As you can see, traffic is moving, but moving slowly into town there. A bit of a slowdown here. As far as we can tell, this is just congestion coming in from the Franklin area into downtown Nashville. Right now, that drive time is around 40 minutes for you. You can take Franklin Pike as a good way to steer clear, but I'm checking and checking again. No accidents out there. This is just congestion on the road for you this morning.
And taking a look here at 7:40, and you know what? We're not going to talk about me right now.
Oh, wow.
Take a look here. Today is National Walk and Bike to School Day. You're not going to see my face. Taking a look here at the actual big story of the morning. All these kiddos, you got T-Rack right there. We're taking a look here as kids are walking and biking to school, getting in their exercise, getting their whole school day going here. The cheerleaders are out there. Your bus stop forecast has you in the 60s right now. Right side of your screen has your temperatures for the rest of the days that are in the 80s for today and tomorrow, and then 70s going into Friday. Look at how cool that is. I wish this would have been me as a little kid. Or as even, well, not necessarily a little kid, but just as a kid going to school. How cool it would have been to have my team's mascot there for Walk to School Day. This is a beautiful shot here. We'll keep showing you this here every time we look at weather and taking a look at your forecast coming up in a few minutes. I'm kind of still a little kid.
Hey, speaking of kids in our community, dozens of girls from Middle Tennessee schools, both middle and high, going to take part in a STEM event. We're going to talk a little bit about STEM and girls in STEM specifically. This was a special learning experience that they got to be a part of. In fact, we had, test my handwriting skills here, 150 girls who participated in this STEM event. Thank you very much, everybody. Middle Tennessee, again, look at the packed house here. Middle Tennessee really promoting girls working in science, technology, engineering, and math. This is the 27th annual Tennessee Girls in STEM Conference. Of course, I mentioned science, technology, engineering, and math. These students all taking part in really cool building sessions, challenging hands-on experiments. I absolutely love to see them working like this. Lots of hands-on activities during their training. All of this happened over on the campus of MTSU. Letting their voices be heard. We have a victim who says she wants to tell her story after she claims that a mid-state man assaulted her. This is the same man who's facing charges right now in Rutherford County. Good morning and welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning.
We do have an update this morning about some growing concerns. If you look at pictures like this, I would be concerned too. These are some of the riverways around the Williamson County area and the Harpeth River. The water is red in certain areas. Now, the Williamson County Emergency Management Agency says this is part of a test from the Tennessee Department of Energy and Conservation. The agency says this is just red dye and it is not hazardous. That's what they say.
Good to know. But yeah, I mean, if you see that, you're driving by, walking by on a hike, think, what the heck?
What is going on?
No need to panic.
Justin, I got a national day for you.
Okay.
Because this is your department and we got to be mindful of these folks that are out there every morning. It's National Truckers Day.
Of course.
Watch out for them on the road. Learn how to merge. Learn how to not cut them off. Don't make them have an issue.
Very valuable to our community. If we didn't have them, you don't want to see the earth try to operate without the truckers here.
It absolutely
it'd be
would.
Tough go.
So we'll look at traffic in a moment. Right now, we'll take a look at your forecast, see what you're getting out the door here this morning. From the 80s to the 60s when it comes to high temperatures. Today, back in the 80s again. Tomorrow, we flirt with the 80-degree mark. We're going to say, hey, maybe you want to come hang alone. Maybe not. Maybe we stay in the 70s. But by the weekend, it's only the 60s. Taking a look at top of the radar, this is not going to be a useful tool until tomorrow night into Friday. No rain today, no rain for the daytime hours on your Thursday, but late in the day into your Friday is the next weather maker. No severe weather. And hello, meet your dog of the day. We've got Beaumont. Man, Beaumont is cute. Taking a look there. The ears and the face are everything. If I came home to this dog every day, there would never not be a smile on my face. Right side of your screen, you'll see that our temperatures are there for you all the way through 9 a.m. We're going to be in the upper 80s later on this afternoon. And then look at also the bottom of your screen. I want to point this out. Look up. Look at your screen. We're going to go from 60s at night to upper 30s and low 40s by Saturday night and Sunday night. Very, very cool in the forecast. If you're ready for fall, gear up for it. Get all the fall gear out. And here we go. Going into Saturday and Sunday. We're going to be dry, so make your plans, but no, we're going to be much cooler than today.
Steer clear traffic this morning at 7:47. Quick look here at I-24 Hickory Hollow Parkway. As you make that drive into town, a bit slow there for you because of some congestion there in that area, but no big crashes to tell you about, at least not yet as you make that drive in. Let me show you some overall drive times here this morning, and things are slow. Hendersonville at 45 minutes. Murfreesboro 70 minutes on that drive down I-24, and Franklin to downtown 38 minutes on that drive. Here is a little taste of that as things are starting to ease up just a little bit. But a lot of this, again, congestion, that is the name of the day out there, the word of the day out there for you as far as steer clear traffic is concerned.
It's 7:48 right now, and new this morning, teenage victim who says that Jason Lancaster assaulted her years ago is now speaking out more than a decade after she says he solicited her for pictures and sex. Now, Mr. Lancaster is the horse stable owner in Rutherford County who is currently facing charges of raping a minor. All of this, as Fox 17 News is learning, he had prior charges of sex crimes involving young people, and that got expunged from his record.
Yeah, completely removed there. Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino is hearing that woman's story and is unraveling the criminal history of Jason Lancaster.
Well, guys, this case has led many to ask, how was this man convicted of soliciting sex crimes with children years ago wiped clean of all those charges? I spoke to Carissa Sue Peel, a junior in high school in 2008 at the time, who says Jason Lancaster, her then 36-year-old teacher, propositioned her for indecent pictures and to meet up for sex outside of school. Now, Lancaster was ultimately indicted, more than a dozen girls coming forward in that case, according to Carissa. Lancaster ended up taking a plea deal, pleading guilty to solicitation of a minor to commit aggravated statutory rape. A decade and a half later, Lancaster now facing more sex crimes involving a teenager, this time around felony rape of a girl who reportedly worked for him at his Pinnacle stables. Now, just a few years after Lancaster's first conviction, Carissa was stunned to learn that that case was completely expunged, with court documents being deleted. Back then, I can tell you, the law in Tennessee allowed for Lancaster to get off probation after 4 years, get his case expunged with no trace of his name in the state sex offender registry. I've learned that the expungement law here in Tennessee has since changed, and sex crimes are no longer eligible for expungement in Tennessee.
So this loophole, as it were, existed for many years, but it was closed about 5 years ago. This person fell in under the old law, and that's why their case was expunged and there's no record of it.
Lancaster, I can tell you, is due in court this Monday on those new charges, and investigators tell me additional charges are pending as they anticipate more victims might come forward. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Kelly, thank you. We have continuing coverage now as leaders from Tennessee State University say they will continue to fight for more than $2 billion they say is owed to them from the government. They say the state of Tennessee has not paid them appropriately for 30 years.
Now, the nationally recognized civil rights attorney Ben Crump is now showing his support for the university. He came and made a visit just yesterday. This comes after the federal government sent a letter to 16 governors across the country claiming that more than $12 billion have been shortchanged to historically black colleges and universities and even some non-HBCUs. One of those letters went over to Governor Bill Lee.
When we think about this wealth gap that exists between black America and white America, it's about creating college degree candidates who can go into fields of law, fields of engineering.
Now, Fox 17 News had a chance to reach out to Governor Lee's office, and their spokesperson says they have already made a historic $250 million investment for strategic initiatives at TSU, along with an extra $68 million for infrastructure. That's just this year, because mind you, as we've reported, the governor knew about these shortcomings well before the feds sent a letter to his office.
That is correct.
So they were already working on trying to make up for that. Governor Lee says he will continue to work with the General Assembly and invest in TSU, but still no official timeline yet as to when all of that money would be paid back.
So we want to know what you thought about this. How quickly should Tennessee State be paid back that money owed to them by the state of Tennessee? As you can see right now, 48% of you say over the next 5 years would be fine. 38% of you say between 1 and 2 years, and 13% of you say between 2 and 5 years. If you want to go ahead and make your voice heard, you can do so on our X account, formerly known as Twitter. Our handle is @FoxNashville. It's not your normal fall fun. We've got the details on the very unique carving under the sea.
Today is the 22nd annual Walk to School Day, and we've watched a lot of kiddos and teachers and parents make their way to Schwab Elementary School this morning, where we are live right now. We've seen the mayor out here celebrating school safety and activity here with these kiddos. We'll bring more live reports live through 9.
My name's Al Fazal.
7:56 is the time here on this Wednesday morning. Live look there over Nissan Stadium, home of your Tennessee Titans. Titans won't be back there until October 29th. That's when they will host the Atlanta Falcons. By the way, it is game day today for the MTSU Blue Raiders. They're going to be hosting Jacksonville State out there, 7 p.m. tonight in Murfreesboro.
Go Blue Raiders. Hey, Halloween's coming up, and folks over at the Tennessee Aquarium are getting into the spirit by doing something a little different this year. We'll show you pumpkin carvings and all that good stuff.
Sure. You can see that anywhere.
This is underwater pumpkin carving.
Yeah.
We have scuba divers who had this underwater class and put it on display for all the families to see. I can imagine how fun this was with the kids. You had all the fish around watching it.
Mm-hmm. Where else are you going to see Super Mario cut a pumpkin?
Yeah, because the scuba divers were in their costumes too. We ended up with a shark and a turtle, both being carved into those pumpkins.
Great job. Great job out there. Very unique indeed. All right, let's move on now to something else that we've been following as we take a look here from our Facebook page. We know who's enjoying some of those great outdoor temperatures as we get a start to the fall, and that is the wildlife. We want to thank Harrison Doyle for this particular picture of the deer there in their particular backyard there. So really nice to see, and thank you so much for sending those pictures to us.
Hey, whether you're sending us pictures like that or news tips, weather video, you can share all that anytime by heading to fox17.com, click on Chime In. You can also get this through our app. So if you've got the free Fox 17 News app, it's through that as well. Super easy for you to upload your pictures or your videos to send them our way.
We are looking ahead to all the fall type of feelings when it comes to outside. Maybe get your pumpkins. I don't know if you're going to carve them underwater. And once Justin referenced the Mario person, costume, I just thought of the music from the games from the 90s. Taking a look here, 65 degrees temperature on Saturday, 66 on Sunday. Every fall plan you may want to make for this weekend is 100% good to go. We have no rain. We have crisp, cool mornings. You are going to see a very big change in our fall foliage, where we've already got some areas where leaves are changing color, but that's going to really pick up here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. You can get your Fox 17 Code Red Weather app right there on your screen by scanning that QR code. And maybe you don't want to scan the QR code. Maybe you're a little more old school. This is still how I download apps. I go to the App Store. You can go to either of the app stores and download it there. We're going to look at your future track. We're going to look at your 7-day forecast and also plan out maybe you're going to see the Titans or Nashville SC tonight. We'll look at all that going into our 8 o'clock half hour.
Steer clear traffic this morning. We just picked up something on I-65 at Dickerson Pike. You can see Metro Police, Johnny on the spot for this one. Got a disabled vehicle. As you see the officer jump out the car, put on that green cape, and now they're going to see what they can do about this. This is square in the middle of I-65 at Dickerson Pike. Cars normally flying past here at 50, 60 miles per hour, even during this time of the morning. So a dangerous situation to be sure. Glad Metro Police are out there at least giving them some protection from the oncoming traffic. We're going to continue to watch it for you this morning and let you know. Best way to steer clear, by the way, Dickerson Pike. Also, you can look for Ellington Parkway if you can get to it. Hopefully they can move it soon.
Just about 8 o'clock right now. Monopoly fans, you have a chance to land your very own Nashville version of the iconic board game. The Nashville Monopoly board features some of our city landmarks like the Pancake Pantry, the Nashville Zoo, Broadway. You could see the Monopoly folks, the people who made the game, were over there at the Parthenon for the festivities. The Monopoly Nashville version is on sale now. It's going to set you back about $45. Nashvilleopoly.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
We have a Rutherford County man facing charges accused of abusing a teenage girl. Fox 17 News digging deeper into the case as alleged survivors and other victims are starting to speak out.
Plus, we have an update on a crash that left a Gallatin title loans up in flames. We'll take you there.
And a look at your forecast here. We're finally making that transition. We know the calendar says it's fall. Now the weather will cooperate with that when we go from 80 to 60 in your forecast.
All right, thank you so much, Greg, and thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Justin McFarland here with you on this gorgeous Wednesday morning.
October 4th, and a live look from Nashville showing sun's up, blue skies, and changes on the way. We'll check in with Greg here on your forecast in just a moment.
We want to begin, though, as Fox 17 News is hearing from a woman who says that she was a victim of Jason Lancaster. That is the horse stable owner in Rutherford County, who has now been charged with attacking a teenage girl.
Now, this other woman says that she was not surprised to hear that this man is facing new charges all these years later. Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino spoke with the woman and is unraveling Mr. Lancaster's criminal history, much of which was expunged. Yeah. Carissa Sue Peel is the woman who talked with Fox 17 News. She was a junior in high school in 2008 when she says Jason Lancaster, her then English teacher, propositioned her for indecent pictures, and she says even tried to meet up with her for sex after school.
Now, Lancaster was a 36-year-old teacher at the time over at Blackman High School in Murfreesboro. He ultimately was indicted after the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office launched an investigation, and more than a dozen girls came forward. According to Carissa, who you see Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino speaking to right there, he ended up pleading guilty to solicitation of a minor to commit aggravated statutory rape. A decade and a half later, Lancaster is now facing more sex-related charges, also involving teenagers. A girl who reportedly worked for him is one of the victims. Listen to Carissa. She talks about the fact that she is not surprised at all.
I jumped right onto Facebook to shout to the heavens about what had happened to me and let people know what had happened and that he doesn't deserve to be out.
Now here we are a few years later after Lancaster's first conviction, and Carissa says that she was stunned to learn that the case was expunged. In other words, wiped off of his record. Court documents deleted. The law in Tennessee at the time allowed for Jason Lancaster to get out of probation after 4 years, getting that record expunged with no trace of his name on the state sex offender registry. So Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino learned that the expungement law has since changed. Sex crimes are no longer eligible for expungement here in the state of Tennessee.
Well, new this morning, banned books are making their way through the city of Nashville on a mobile tour.
Yeah, so much of a push here recently to get certain reading material banned from school libraries if it's deemed inappropriate for young readers. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live at Legislative Plaza, where this event is supposed to happen later today.
That's right. So the banned book mobile event is supposed to happen right here around 12:30 at Legislative Plaza. And those organizers that are holding the event, the name of the group is Move On. They tell us the reason why they're doing this is in reaction to the state's ban on some books and some material. Now, Tennessee law makes it a felony for book publishers or distributors to sell or pass around obscene material to any public school. There's controversial opinions when it comes to the state law on banning books. The activist group Move On, who's hosting the event, says they're handing out free copies to guardians, not directly to children, and reading should not be against the law, while a Murfreesboro mayor agrees with the ban that some material should not be allowed in school.
Point of view, and the majority in this country and in Tennessee believe that one parent or one politician or just a handful of people shouldn't get to dictate what's right for the rest of the student body.
Can't even mention on TV what the topics of the books and some of the things that are depicted in those books.
The group says every child has a right to read, while those who are for the ban say it should be up to parents to decide what kids should and should not be able to read. Now, the mobile event again is happening right here at Legislative Plaza around 12:38 this afternoon. Reporting live downtown, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
8:05 your time, taking a look at your Code Red forecast here this morning. And let's just start by looking up Get off the phone, take a look at our beautiful skyline this morning. We could not ask for a better start to a day. We have temperatures that are in the 60s. We are going to see high temperatures much like yesterday, back into the 80s. We have the sunshine. The weather story, though, brings drastic changes, not when it comes to severe weather or code red weather. But we got to talk temperatures, y'all. This is going to go from 80s today to 60s by the weekend. Rain will end the week on your Friday. We have none of that for today. Do not worry about any rain today. It's done by the weekend. However, maybe you have tickets to go see Nashville SC at Geodis Park later on tonight. 74 degrees at 7 o'clock, 70 at 8, and then 66 degrees at 9 o'clock. Beautiful night to watch the boys get out on the pitch here. And they're going to start that matchup at 7:30 at Geodis Park. Code red threat level, all clear. 80s go to 60s, though, by the time we do get to the weekend. And I don't mean 60s at night. I mean afternoon high temperatures. So if you've been waiting to, maybe unpack some of the fall boxes when it comes to clothing, this is the time to do it. Taking a look here, Doppler radar, nothing happening. Right side of your screen, you've got your current temperatures here that will take us all the way through 9 a.m., even during the commercial breaks. 86 today, 76 on Friday, 66 on Sunday, a 20-degree temperature drop in 4 days.
Stay clear traffic for you this morning. Let's go to the north side, 65 at Dickerson Pike. As you make that drive in, we can tell you for sure that traffic is moving along, not causing a big problem there in that particular area. We did have a crash here a few moments ago, square in the middle of the interstate, but crews were able to quickly get there, quickly move that along. No more problems there on the north side. Here's 40 at Spence Lane. This is typical for this time of the day, sadly, right there at the split, as so many people are trying to make that crucial decision about whether or not to continue towards Nissan Stadium or continue to the south towards 2nd Avenue and Wedgwood in that particular area. So Elm Hill Pike, a good way to steer clear.
We have an update this morning as one person has died after their car crashed into the Gallatin Title Loan Building Tuesday night. The City of Gallatin Police Department identifying the victim as 63-year-old Timothy Grosser of Gallatin.
Now, according to police, Grosser was traveling northeast on West Main Street when he lost control of his car and crashed into that building. Gallatin city government is reporting that the crash caused the building to catch fire, which was shortly extinguished after fire crews were able to get there. And you can see the heavy damage back behind us. The Metro Council met for the very first time since the election. We're going to tell you why some new council members did not want to take money from the state when it comes to school security. We'll be right back.
It's NFL night on the Mass.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It is 8:11 right now, in case you missed it last night. In a historic move, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy voted out of a job yesterday in a showdown on Capitol Hill.
Well, joining us this morning is Tennessee Representative Tim Burchett, who is one of the 8 Republicans who voted to oust Speaker McCarthy from his speakership. And good morning, Mr. Representative. We appreciate you taking the time. I've got to ask you right out the gate, a lot of people felt like this was a divide within the Republican Party between yourself and the other 7 members who voted with you and the rest of the party. Do you feel like there is a divide within the party that caused this kind of a thing?
No, I just feel like I represented my constituents. That's the one thing, I've been in this political game a long time, and that's the one thing that you got to remember is that you represent your folks back home. Lyndon Johnson said, if you want a friend in Washington, get yourself a dog. I got 3 dogs, and they're all back in Tennessee. So, that doesn't bother me too much. I think we're going to unify around the new speaker, and we'll be stronger and better than we were.
So, Representative Burchett, you were mentioning representing your people back home. We need to mention you're in D.C. Your district is in the Knoxville area. Who do you think is going to be up for a vote to be the next speaker? I know you've got an interim right now in Representative McHenry, but who do you think is someone that everybody can agree upon?
Well, that's the best thing about this, man. We've got a very deep bench. Elise Stefanik, Roger Williams, Jody Arrington, Steve Scalise, of course, called me last night. My friend Mark Green from Tennessee. We've got a very deep bench. Tom Emmert from Minnesota. There's just all kinds of options, and I think we've got strong conservative leadership that will carry this country forward in a fiscally sound manner. Because that's where we're in trouble, man. We spent $1 trillion in 3 months this year, if you can imagine that. And we added to our debt. We take in we take in $5 trillion a year and we spend $7 trillion. And that's conservative thinking up here. It doesn't work. It doesn't work in any of the states, and I dare say it works at your house.
One of the big issues here, as this temporary stopgap budget was approved with no cuts, and it just kicks the can down the road to November. What are we, like 43 days now?
Yeah, 42 or so days. Is this
41.
just
41? All right.
Is this just going to happen again coming up here in 40 days, Representative, or what?
Well, that's the way it was designed. They said, let's pass this next stopgap or continuing resolution so we won't pass another one. It's like telling a crackhead, I'm going to give you some crack cocaine to get you off of crack. And it never works. We've been saying that for 5 years since I've been here. It continues not to work. We have one job in this Congress, really, that we're required by law. Pass a budget and 12 appropriations bills. It upsetted the apple cart because now that we have to look at individual spending bills, which is what we wanted to do. We haven't passed a budget, like I said, in 30 years. We have a budget. Jody Arrington out of Texas, chairman of the budget committee, brought a budget to our conference. Leadership gave him the golf clap and sent him on his way. Yet the American public is demanding fiscal responsibility, both parties. Even AOC made a comment about it last week. We've got to get our fiscal ship in order. We cannot continue down this road.
Representative Burchett, we appreciate your time. By the way, interesting that you pointed out Mark Green from right here in the mid-state. Yes. So we will be keeping an eye to see on who you guys decide going forward will represent the House there and whether Mark Green comes into the picture as part of those discussions. We appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all, and thank you for putting out the truth. Y'all are wonderful.
A very quick look here at the Code Red weather app you can get. We're going to talk about your forecast here. A brand new look at Future Track after the break.
I'm Corey B. Trotz with
Steer clear traffic for you this morning at 8:17. Let's take a quick look here at I-40 at Spence Lane over on the east side of downtown Nashville. You can see where the traffic is a little bit slow, making that drive in from the east side here this morning. You can always take Elm Hill Pike as a good way to steer clear. Lebanon Pike will also help you steer clear of some of the congestion there, as you see a lot of folks kind of diving in and around the traffic in downtown Nashville. We'll continue to keep you up to date. The Metro Council met for the very first time since the recent election that happened overnight. Their very first meeting lasted around 3 hours. They had a brand new vice mayor, 19 brand new council members, and the big debate of the night was over SRO, that school resource officer funding, and there is a grant available from the state. Now, the state would give the city of Nashville around $3 million to fund SROs. Some city lawmakers have questions about the money from the state, though. Others say they're just being overly cautious.
This funding is to pay for SROs that are already there. So saying no to this funding just puts the entire financial burden on the Metro taxpayers. Saying no to this does not get rid of the SROs. Saying yes to it does not add SROs. There are going to be 2 SROs in every high school and 1 SRO in every middle school, no matter what. It's who's going to pay for it.
In order for this body to get transparency and answers, we can use our power to say we're going to defer this until you give us the information that we and the public need.
Now, they did vote to defer that particular grant money until at least a couple of weeks from now so they can try to get more information about it. By the way, the state of Tennessee is giving SRO funding to every single county within the state.
8:19 your time, taking a look left side of your screen, or I should say right side of your screen. I'm on the left side. Right side of your screen is the important information to get you out the door when it comes to current temperatures, but I've also got your important information. Maybe you've got Titans tickets at Lucas Oil Stadium up in Indianapolis, and you're making that drive up by 65. 40s for tailgating on Sunday. Noon is the kickoff. So it's going to be cool in the morning, and if they keep the roof open, you're going to feel like you're in the 50s and 60s. If they close it, 75 and sunny. We're not worried about rain, though, at any point in the day, which is the good thing here for the forecast. Moving forward today, temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 80s one last time here for the next 7 to 10 days, when everything is going to cool down significantly going into the upcoming weekend. A cool front moves in Thursday night into Friday. Not going to be a severe weather maker, not going to be a big rain maker. There will be some rain attached to it, but the biggest influence is going to be what I'm going to spend extra time on right here for you. Your 7-day forecast and your high temperatures. 86 today, 65 degrees by Saturday, 66 on Sunday. What we're talking about here is that what we kind of call every October, that weather shift into fall, where you still can get a warm day or two, but you don't get those big stretches of warm air. And that's going to be the case here. Once we get into the weekend, I believe we have turned the page into the fall weather season here, and you're going to begin to see leaves changing color very quickly in the coming weeks.
Thank you, Greg. Coming up next, Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell spoke to the Metro Council overnight. We're going to tell you what he had to say, especially to those who are just getting started with their career in local government.
Relax at home sale at Family.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It's 8:23 right now. New this morning, Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell talking with Metro Council overnight for the first time as they're all together now. O'Connell was a member of Metro Council for 8 years before being elected mayor. Mr. O'Connell outlined several changes he has made since taking office just a week ago, including changes to the WeGo bus schedule, and he points to improvements to Hub Nashville that he hopes will improve response times.
We want Metro to be an incredible customer service organization, and I hope council members will appreciate the improved condition of the City Hall elevator as you start the new term. Over the next few weeks, we will be working to schedule one-on-one meetings with each of you so we can directly discuss your personal priorities and priorities you know will exist for your district or the city this term. Thank you again for welcoming me to a chamber that feels like home. I'll be right downstairs.
So not a lot of fireworks here in this first meeting. Mr. O'Connell went on to congratulate all the new council members and told them this is when the real work begins.
Here we are, 8:24, taking a look here at the cutest thing you're going to see here on air all day. And I mean, I'm not discounting the amazing talent around me, but when you have a dog of the day that looks like this, you can't get much cuter. We have Beaumont, our dog of the day, who I've been told is a porch-loving bloodhound and lives in right here in Tennessee, loves chasing birds out in the yard, and has a nose for most things, so goes and sniffs around to make sure everything is good around the property. Thank you, Jack, for sending this in. 71 degrees at 9 a.m., 86 degrees your temperature at 3. This is the last day of the week where it will feel just like yesterday and the day before. We call that persistence weather, where every day is kind of very similar. Everything changes starting tomorrow into Friday and into Saturday. So what's the dog walking forecast look like? Well, the last warm one, the afternoons are going to be great for the four-legged friends here going forward. But today, 85 at 1 p.m., 86 degrees at 3 o'clock will be your temperatures. How do you send your photos in? You go to my Facebook page, meteorologist Greg Bobus. Pull it up right now. You're already on your phone. Pull it up right now. Find that photo, pin it at the top. Send in your doggo, and if you send in a photo, just like Beaumont's owner Jack did, you'll hear that story and you'll see your doggo right here on Fox 17 News this morning.
Steer clear traffic as things are starting to ease up just a little bit out there. Let's get started here at I-24 at Hickory Hollow, or excuse me, Old Hickory Boulevard. This is coming through the Cambridge area. Traffic moving along pretty well after a early morning tie up there in that area. Let's move over to I-40 at Spence Lane. They're looking for something. I don't know what it is, but over on the east side of town, the TDOT camera's panning around for some kind of issue that could be going on out there. Looks like they've got their focus over at the Murfreesboro Road exit off of I-24 and 40, or not. Okay, so false alarm, apparently. Everything is fine. We'll continue to watch the roads here for you. Of course, things are always changing.
Hey, if you have been grocery shopping over the last few months, you probably noticed you have had a smaller bill if you've bought the same things. That's because we've had tax-free groceries. A new law signed by Governor Bill Lee made the holiday 3 months long this year. So we've been grocery tax-free here for about 3 months. But this is going to end at the end of this month. October 31st is the last day. Right now, all food and food ingredients are tax-free, but things like alcohol, tobacco, candy, diet supplements, all that kind of stuff are not included.
All right.
I'm here in downtown Nashville, right by the Capitol. We'll tell you how banned books are making their way through Tennessee.
Check out our featured auction.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. Here we are at 8:30 as your only live and local news source for the next half hour, getting you all the information you need. Take a look. 2 live looks at downtown. Nothing happening right now, but a weather maker by the end of the week. And if you're ready for everything fall feeling, when we go from 80s to 60s coming up in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic out there this morning. We continue to follow things over to the east side. Traffic is slow. I'll tell you why coming up in a few. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. 8:30 is the time here on this Wednesday morning. I'm Justin McFarland.
I'm Jennifer Waddell. We've got you covered through 9 a.m. And one of the top stories we're following new this half hour happening this morning. Newly elected District 51 State Representative Afton Bain will be sworn in at the Tennessee State Capitol, elected last month to the seat held by Representative Bill Beck, who died in June following a heart attack.
Now, Bain won the general election with more than 75% of the vote. She will be the only woman who represents the city of Nashville in the Tennessee House of Representatives. That swearing-in ceremony is set for 9 a.m. Also happening at 9 o'clock this morning, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee will be formally swearing in Justice Holly Kirby as the Chief Justice of the Tennessee Supreme Court.
Again, unanimously elected by the court for a 2-year term and took a private oath as Chief Justice on September 1st. Today's public ceremony will be held in the historic Supreme Court chambers in our state capitol. A big push has been made recently to get certain books out of our school libraries if they are deemed inappropriate for young readers.
Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse is out there for us this morning with the very latest on the banned book mobile that's making a big stop today in Nashville.
That's right. They're making a stop right here at the Legislative Plaza later this afternoon. The group Move On tells us the reason why they're doing this is they want to let their response be known for the books, some of the books that are banned throughout the state of Tennessee. Now, controversial opinions when it comes to Tennessee's book bans. The ban does not allow certain material in schools. The activist group says they'll be handing out free books. They have over 40 different books, and they'll hand those to guardians, not directly to the kids. And a mayor speaking out regarding his support for the book ban.
Including extra copies of the book Mouse, which is this celebrated award-winning graphic novel that depicts issues around the Holocaust that has unfortunately been banned in one of the counties in Tennessee.
Can't even mention on TV what the topics of the books and some of the things that are depicted in those books.
Igniting controversy across the state between parents, educators, and lawmakers. Now, the organization tells us some lawmakers will also be here later today. The event is going to be held right here at Legislative Plaza at 12:30. Reporting live at the Capitol, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
And let's check in on your forecast here at 8:33 this morning. And the 3 big weather headlines that we have here today. Last summer feeling day. And what I mean by that is not necessarily that we don't get 1 or 2 more days that could hit up near 80 degrees going forward, but we've had a stretch here all throughout the summer and then throughout the last couple of weeks where it's been warm, it's sometimes very humid. Now we're going to have one of our coolest weekends since the spring. Rain by the end of the week. That rain brings in the much cooler weekend. The good news is we don't have severe weather in the forecast. So when the rain moves in, we're not worried about strong thunderstorms. Maybe a quick clap, a little rumble. That's pretty much it. Nothing on Doppler radar today, though. We've got a clear sky. We're starting off in the 60s, right side of your screen. We have your current temperatures, 86 later on this afternoon. We will talk about Nashville SC at home tonight. We'll talk about the Titans on the road on Sunday and work through your weekend forecast coming up in just about 5 minutes from right now. And once again, meet your dog of the day before the end of the half hours we lead into 9 o'clock.
All right, steer clear traffic as you get out the door this morning. Let's get started here at I-65 at the I-24 junction as you make that drive into town. Coming from the north side, as you can see, traffic a bit slow as you make that drive in from places like Madison and Goodlettsville and Hendersonville this morning. This is part of your drive, and it's a slow one. You want to try to use Ellington Parkway if you can. Dickerson Pike, also a good way to steer clear. Overall drive times look something like this. Hendersonville still slow at 45 minutes. Murfreesboro, 70 minutes on the drive, but that time is coming way down very fast. And Franklin into downtown at 38 minutes there from Williamson County.
This morning, taking a closer look, as Metro Council mentioned just a moment ago, they've officially got together for the first time overnight with the new mayor. They've made a new commitment to the community, passing a community covenant resolution at last night's meeting. Council member at large Zelfat Zwara, along with her council colleagues, calling for the support of principles aimed at increasing what she called prosperity and reducing poverty in Nashville. Supporters of this resolution say for years Nashville's population and economy has grown rapidly, but that not all Nashvillians have reaped the benefits of that growth.
Now, the Community Covenant Resolution aims to provide a foundation for future legislation that will implement these principles and create an equity-based approach to city expenditures and investments. Let's talk about Operation Crime and Justice this morning as Metro Police say they have arrested the person they believe is responsible for shooting a pregnant woman just last month.
Yeah, police tell Fox 17 News this man, 23-year-old Demarius Claybrooks Jr., shot a woman last month who was 1 month away from delivering her child. The woman survived the shooting. The baby did not. Claybrooks is charged with criminal homicide. Now, it is always our goal to keep you informed about whatever is happening in your community, so you can get more reporting on local, regional, national headlines delivered right to your inbox each and every day by signing up for our newsletter on the homepage, fox17.com.
Well, coming up on Fox 17 News this morning, later today, FEMA and the FCC will be running a test of the National Emergency Alert System. We're going to tell you what you need to know about this and how it's going to impact your phone, your TV, your radio, and just about anything that has communications.
Your dog nipped him.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get a quick look here at I-65, the I-24 junction here north of town. A bit of a slow go there for you this morning. It has been a slow go throughout much of the morning there. You want to try to take Ellington or Dickerson as the best way to steer clear there from that side of town. We continue to try and watch other portions of the midstate. There we are, I-40 at Spence Lane. Making that drive in. Things are very slow here too. That's because people are trying to make the decision what to do at the split, whether or not to go north towards Nissan Stadium or south towards 2nd and 4th Avenue. This is a problem we deal with every day. We will continue to watch it for you.
This afternoon, expect a national emergency alert test to come through on your cell phone, your TV, and the radio. This message and loud signal is scheduled for 1:20 our time. It's going to come through on your cell phone even if you have the sound turned off or your phone on silence. There are a lot of domestic advocacy groups that try to help people who are in domestic violence situations who have really sounded their own alarm about this alert, saying that if you are someone who is in an abusive relationship and you have a Go phone or a way to reach the outside world in an emergency, you may want to turn that phone off because turning your phone off is the only way that that alert won't be heard. So just a warning there for you on that. But again, 1:20 our time this afternoon.
And when this does go off, and I didn't even mean to buy a red phone, like a code red phone, but when this does go off, we don't have severe weather. This is all just the test that they were talking about. We don't have any bad weather coming our way today, tomorrow, Thursday. Well, tomorrow is Thursday, into Friday and Saturday and Sunday. The weekend outlook, well below average temperatures. Look at where we're going to go from where we're at right now. Right side of your screen, current temperatures are already warmer than where our highs are going to be on Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to say goodbye to that summer stretch that we get. We always get the little like hello of an 80-degree day. That may happen here in the next couple of weeks, but we're not going to get the prolonged stretches anymore. Protect your plants this weekend. We're not worried about frost or freeze, but we could get a little bit of leaf damage, so covering methods are good here. Don't use plastic. Use a blanket if you're going to cover anything. Taking a look, you can scan the Fox 17 Code Red weather app here on the QR code, or go to the Apple Store or Google Play Store, and that'll be right at your fingertips. So when you get into your weekend, you can look at the radar. You can also see our hour-by-hour forecast and also your 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Greg. Well, coming up, a victim is speaking out after a stable owner is charged again with sex crimes involving children. We're going to tell you why she is not surprised.
The fresh timer starts.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Time right now is 8:45, and we have a live look over at The Rock this morning. We bring you this live look and understanding that there's a little bit of sun glare on it, but we wanted to point it out because University of Tennessee students painted the rock overnight in honor of a sheriff's deputy killed in a shootout. The design is a black flag with the blue line through it in honor of Deputy Tucker Blakely, who worked for the Knox County Sheriff's Office. Blakely was shot Sunday responding to a domestic call. He died of his injuries yesterday. And by the way, the man who authorities say fired the shot at Deputy Blakely also died in that shootout. But the message here says, God bless law enforcement. Scripture, Matthew 5:9. Officer Blakely's name there on the rock.
Along with the years of his birth and death. Well, new this morning, there is a teenage victim of Jason Lancaster who is now speaking out more than a decade after she says that he solicited her for pictures and sex. Of course, Jason Lancaster is the horse stable owner in Rutherford County who's now being charged with sexual crimes against a minor.
All of this as Fox 17 News is learning his prior conviction of sex crimes involving teens was expunged. In other words, wiped off his record. Here's Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino joining us live right now, hearing from one woman and her story.
Well, this case has led many to ask, guys, how was a man convicted of soliciting sex crimes with children involving the woman I spoke to wiped clean of all of those charges, only to be charged again this year, years later, with even more serious crimes? Now, I spoke to Carissa Sue Peel, a junior in high school back in 2008. She says Jason Lancaster was her then 36-year-old teacher. She says he propositioned her for indecent pictures and also to meet up outside of school for sex. Lancaster was ultimately indicted, more than a dozen girls coming forward years ago, according to Carissa. Lancaster ended up taking a plea deal, pleading guilty to solicitation of a minor to commit aggravated statutory rape. A decade and a half later, Lancaster now faces more charges involving a teenager, this time felony rape of a girl who reportedly worked for him at Pinnacle Stables. Now, just a few years after Lancaster's first conviction, Carissa was stunned to learn that the case was completely expunged, with court documents deleted. Back then, the law in Tennessee allowed for Lancaster to get off probation after 4 years, getting the entire case expunged with no trace of his name on the state sex offender registry. I've learned that expungement laws in Tennessee have since changed. Sex crimes are no longer eligible for expungement here in Tennessee.
So this loophole, as it were, existed for many years, but it was closed about 5 years ago. This person fell in under the old law, and that's why their case was expunged and there's no record of it.
And Lancaster is due in court on Monday on those new felony charges. Investigators say additional charges are pending as they anticipate more victims potentially coming forward. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Kelly, thank you. It's 8:49 right now on this National Taco Day. Greg says weather is looking fantastic if you want to hit the patio for lunch or for dinner and grab a taco.
Even if it's not Tuesday.
It doesn't need to be Tuesday. Taco Day can be any day, especially when it puts it on the calendar and says today is National Taco Day. You go get yourself a couple of tacos. Do you go chicken, beef, or steak? What do you do?
Steak if I can afford it.
If you can, that's always the key.
It's always the upcharge for the steak.
It's always the upcharge. Jen, how about you?
I typically go for chicken or beef.
I go chicken or beef, but like Justin, if I've got the money, the extra $1 or $2 in the pocket.
You know how I know it costs more to get the steak tacos? We've got a teenage boy in our house.
Oh, he eats probably like 15 of them.
Who will eat like 4 or
You know
5
why?
in one sitting.
Because he's not paying for them yet.
I don't know, that's right. One day, kid.
Give it 10 years. We'll see where that goes. Taking a look here at your forecast here. Waking up on a Wednesday morning. It is National Taco Day. It's also, if you want to maybe get your sweet tooth going today, it's National Cinnamon Roll Day. Last day, we're going to feel like this summer pattern comes to an end. And what I mean by that is there will be a few more days that will be in the 80s here throughout the month of October. We always get 1 or 2 that sneak up on us, but we don't get the stretches anymore. We are kind of not stretching now. We're going into just the laying down when it comes to the forecast with temperature. Rain by the end of the week, your Thursday into Friday, much cooler weekend. And also, if you do have tickets, Nashville SC at Yotis Park later on tonight, 7:30. The boys take the pitch. The boys in gold, take a look here. 74 degrees will be your temperature here at 7 p.m., 70 at 8, and 66 degrees at 9. Right side of your screen, the current temperatures are there. Now, maybe you do have a high school football player that can eat 4 steak tacos in about 10 seconds and is hitting the field on Friday. 57 degrees will be your temperature as we go into first kicks for Friday night football. A stray shower can't be ruled out. What I would say is take a towel to make sure you can wipe down the bleachers when you get there, because the rain may be over, but we will have rain during the day when it comes to your Friday. Thankfully, though, we're all clear for code red, but 80s do go to 60s. Here you are in your 7-day forecast, and we'll take a broader look at this after the commercial break and really break it all down. But 80s to 60s by the weekend.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning at 8:51. Quick look at your steer clear traffic here, and that does involve a bus that ended up in a crash. This is over in Robertson County. This is courtesy of Smoky Barn News. We understand that the bus was rear-ended, had some minor damage to both the bus and looks like a Mustang there. That is the sign. I mean, I'm not an investigator. I just think the hitch got caught underneath and tore that hood up there. You can see it happen right there on Zach Lane at Highway 431 out there in Robertson County. Again, doesn't sound like anyone was hurt, just something for you to be aware of. Quick look at other things happening out there. 24 Shelby Avenue as you make your way in and around downtown Nashville. A bit of a slow go, but nothing out of the ordinary for this time of the morning. And also just want to make note of one more thing. 24 Waldron Road. Things have cleared up nicely. We'll be right back.
Sleepovers just...
Good morning. Here we are. One last check of your forecast. I promised you a bigger look at the 7-day because we need it. Look at your screen. This is the most drastic change in temperature we've had when it comes to a weekend since almost the springtime. So we're talking about 6 months ago. 86 degrees later on this afternoon, 82 tomorrow, and then the 60s for Saturday and Sunday. Don't let it scare you away from any high school football Friday night. We'll be drying out. Saturday and Sunday look good for any outdoor events, but just know that our mornings are going to be on the much cooler side. We're going to be one more night in the middle 60s, and then they start to curtail down into the upper 40s on Friday night into Saturday, and low 40s Saturday into Sunday. Get ready for fall. It's coming your way.
All right. Thank you for watching today, everyone. America Steals and Deals up next.
Have a great one.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
We're honored to have on the show an incredible comedian, singer, songwriter. He's done it all, and he's a Grand Ole Opry member, Gary Muledeer.
Thank you.
You've been on TV doing incredible comedy shows for all my life, and with this great new documentary, you know, Show Business is My Life, but I Can't Prove It.
Yeah.
It's like it's reignited your career again.
It really has. It's amazing.
It's one of those documentaries like we were talking to where you don't want to watch it just one time. You want to watch it multiple times. But you forged the original ground with doing some of this prop comedy like the rubber chicken.
Yeah, the rubber chicken. I would take 3 rubber chickens, put a rubber tipped arrow on my guitar, throw them up and shoot my guitar off. So then I got to thinking one night, let's tape a rubber chicken to the microphone. Let's put a blindfold on him. Let's put a cigarette in his mouth, put a cigarette in my mouth. I'll light it and brace myself. And if I miss, I tell a joke. I shoot until I get it. But I'm lucky that I got into this business because, honest to God, my motivation is, number one, I wanted a job where I could sleep late in the morning. And the other one, I noticed that the guys with guitars and guys throwing around footballs and beating up each other, you got just as many girls just playing the guitar and not getting beat up over it. Johnny Mathis and I talked about this about 3 years ago. We think now we're the best at what we do than we've ever been. I kind of feel that with myself. It's not a bragging thing, it's just like I'm more comfortable than I've ever been up there. Right. And I think I do what I do now better than I ever have. I just wish I wasn't 1 year older than Bugs Bunny and 4 years younger than Porky Pig.
If you haven't seen it yet, Show Business Is My Life, but I Can't Prove It. The incredible, the mythical Gary Mule Deer. Gary, thanks for coming on the show.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.